Welcome there, traveller. Please, take a seat, grab a drink, and enjoy the Sunday session. Okay.
Hi.
Do you want to do a recap just from your own
My memory's not very good.
brain
right
meats?
Now. My brain meat's not working very good right now.
Me poop brain?
Me poop brain.
All right, someone else.
That's not right.
We did stuff.
Last week on the Sunday sessions, our heroes cleaned up the. Oh man, I lost the thread. Cleaned up the incursion on Walk the House and searched the premises, with Wyu finding himself somewhat thing. Anime cat girl, who they rescued while leaving the rest of the occupants to be arrested by the local constabulary. Meanwhile, Wick organized all of the evidence that they had obtained in the Walk the House. I'm bad at this, guys.
You're doing good. You're doing fine.
You're doing well.
I think the issue is you're spending so much of your runtime getting the accent just right. Nothing's left over for the words that you're saying.
That's fair.
Yeah, don't even bother getting the accent stable. It's not like I do.
I don't
It's
know.
going to drift into South African if he's not paying attention. Though. That's just how that works.
Do it.
I don't know. Then we sort of all met up in the.
We talked a lot. I don't really remember about what.
talk.
It was a very talky episode.
We discovered that we've got a cursed book. We sort of looked at the manifesto.
We destroyed it, didn't we?
We didn't destroy it yet.
Done
Still
nothing
there.
with it.
We
with the
haven't
book.
destroyed that. No, I think that's probably like the next step that we need to take. There was discussions around the information that we have, the evidence that we have, how we deliver that in the best way and the least dangerous.
We gathered in the basement of the tavern and we went through all the evidence and we sort of looked at everything. The only thing we actually did commit to was we killed the demon. We killed the demon. We haven't actually done anything else yet. Yeah. We were going to take the demon head and the manifesto to the Burgermeister. We were going to hold on to the deeds of title that we found, and we were going to destroy the book. That was the plan that we had.
What are those?
Hold him to the deeds of title. What were the deeds of title again?
There was 5 title deeds to tracts of land within Barovia that were signed off to an ancestor of the Vodkas from...
And why do we need to hold him to that?
We were just going to hold on to them.
Oh, okay.
We weren't going to hand those over to the Burgermeister.
Okay.
Why he was going to investigate. There is like some detail to like the skull box as well. So
There's
we
also
got,
a box
the,
with a skull in it.
The lead-lined
The one
skull.
that had lots of needles.
Yes.
I think everything had needles.
Even the skull.
The skull was made of needles.
Like you read the title deed and you get to like the fine print and then just needles pop
Oh,
out.
that's right. And the
damn
sword
it.
like felt something about the skull or something.
Oh yeah, we checked it out and we determined it was not magic.
It's not a magic skull.
No, but it was.
That's really minimizing how that came down. That was 45 minutes of like, okay, but how magic is it, right? Not at all. Okay. But if I come at it from the left, how magic is it?
Still
Even
not.
less magic than it was a second ago, guys.
Weirdly, yeah. It's got to be negative.
Okay, so it's not magic. How old is it? It's a really old skull. Do I know whose skull it is? How would you know whose skull it is?
So we don't know whose skull it is. We magically don't know whose skull it is. Haha.
Yeah?
Huh?
Ignorance is a kind of magic.
But
Then you got really mad and went home.
That's like the less popular sequel to My Little Pony Ignorance is Magic.
weren't we? Oh, we could play that.
It'll be
next.
equally as popular. I can guarantee you
We could
that.
play the My Little Pony D&D game next.
No.
Yes. I've already got the PDFs.
Yeah, so do I. Yeah, so do I.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, there's a My Little Pony role-playing game.
We have spent
already in
like
third
2
ed.
years doing this dumb shit.
Yeah.
Now, when we could have been doing that the whole time.
Yeah.
Fucking Rainbow
And-
Dash, called it.
It's already in third ed.
Yeah, it's been through a couple of edition changes.
Yeah.
It's basically just to make it actually easier for kids to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So you'll be
But it
perfect.
reads exactly like a D&D book.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're both by Hasbro.
Yeah.
D&D and
Yeah.
My Little Pony are both Hasbro products.
Yeah, actually. Yeah, fuck. Fuck. Oh, that's a bad
Sorry,
thought.
I'm sorry. I made this joke. Took us down this dark place.
I'm not even kidding. I'm stuck on this. They went from second edition to third edition. Like there were revisions from first to second that weren't enough. Friendship Power was OP in second edition. We all knew that.
That skull, does it still have a lower jaw, or is it just like...
No, I did mention it was specifically just the upper,
Alright, cool.
upper part. Lower jaw was not there.
So I was just like, hold on a second, I can speak with the... No, it has to have a jaw.
Did we discuss the fact that
And I think it's got to be dead within a period of time.
No time limit on it.
guy
It just
you
has
see-
to like still be able
Bit
to...
of
the
action,
one who's
yeah.
in his own little hidey hole, the magician?
Use your words.
Sorry?
Use your words.
There's a few magicians that are in hidey holes currently. You've got Mordekainen.
Mordekainen, yeah.
You've also
Did we
got the
discuss that he might be
Burgomasters.
helpful? Although we, I suppose, technically don't know about him. So.
There's nothing technical about it.
Yeah.
None of you know about it.
Yeah, like, I was
Wyke's been very, very, very
Yeah.
deliberate on that. He disappears every now and then
Yeah.
and comes back just knowing some more things.
he plays the question game with us.
Yes,
Yeah.
Or does he?
I'm not doing this.
No.
Aren't you?
Clearly not.
Yeah.
You had to pause there for a second to make sure the thing you said wasn't accidentally a question.
Yep.
You were doing the opposite of the question game at that point.
I was. Which is, yeah.
So I guess that's enough of a summary. I actually still barely remember what happened, but yeah.
Well, I think we closed out with the whole attempted harvesting of Majesto's
Wins.
giblets.
Yeah, and you fucked it up, so whatever.
And yeah, under pressure, you managed to just,
Flobbed it.
eviscerate them.
Now you've got a nice lunch. Probably not
Okay.
very nice.
Yeah, probably not going to eat some infernal
It was
demons.
genuinely creepy the third time you said it. The first couple of times was like slightly endearing. The third time when you really went in on the extending out the syllables.
Let's do it at the same time.
I can't do it while you watch it. I can't do it while we're maintaining eye contact. It's the thing.
But it's more fun when you maintain eye contact.
I gotta go home now, guys.
Well, we got that line out early. Okay, so yeah, you guys are in basement. You have watched
Sorry again, which basement?
the basement of the the cellar of the Blue Water Inn.
Okay, cool.
Home base.
And they're happy with us using their basement.
Okay, they're tolerating it.
Yeah, you're not up in the tap room causing issues.
Okay, yeah, cool. All right.
So unless anyone has any major objections or other ideas, I put forward as a proposal that we take the head of the demon, sans the face, because I'm going to have a crack at that.
Maybe
The book. Please allow me to finish my statement before you point out everything dumb and wrong with it. It will just be quicker that way. Hold your criticism until the end of the Tony Robbins special. Demon Head, the Book of Unspeakable Demon Raising. I would like to take a crack at that to pull out the information we can use to demonstrate that it exists while removing the dangerous aspects of it. I don't want that falling into the wrong hands. You made it clear that people that read that go crazy.
I did make that statement.
The Skull in a Box. Would like to take
I mean,
that.
at this point, that book making people go crazy is something you know, because there isn't a DM to be telling you that. You're the one saying that it makes you go crazy.
What?
The book doesn't have a little footnote on it that says this book makes people go crazy.
I mean-
you, in your own knowledge, are saying this book makes people go crazy.
So he, he's saying that, but we also rolled well enough to know that book's dangerous as fuck. Yeah.
You guys didn't roll shit.
I mean, the two of us did. You didn't.
I don't think Ryan made you roll for that.
I think we all rolled
I
it.
thought it was a religious roll or something like
If we
that.
can get the stenographer to read back the court records.
I'm
Just wanted to be clear, for what it's worth, you guys are saying extemporaneously off your head, this book makes you go crazy. Not not referring that to a higher power.
I'm
that
sorry,
doesn't exist.
I don't understand the whiz splitting hairs on this, but let's solve the situation by me saying out loud, I've looked at this book, and I am fairly certain that anyone that reads this
I'm
will
also
go crazy.
pretty certain I could talk to a higher power to actually find out.
I don't know why that was the hill you were dying on, but I've taken away the hill.
I've died on many hills.
We also have
He also read from the book.
we also have someone who could literally talk to someone of a higher power to find that out.
Who?
Me.
Actually, yeah. But also me.
And also an angel.
There's that too.
and there's also a
although
priest.
We don't really trust him, do we?
Well, you haven't
I
didn't
don't
exactly.
really think we've got any reason to not trust him. He just has weird company.
That he made.
Yeah. Well, not so much. More that, like, he's trying to help.
What are you talking about?
Dr. Moreau.
Oh, that's right. You were there for that. No, that was Rin was still alive at that point.
I mean, to be honest, Ulrich wouldn't remember that either. He'd just be like, yeah, there was an extra guy. It was probably you.
Vaguely blur-shaped.
Yeah.
It turns out that Ulrich's actually just really nearsighted.
Another not dragon hanging around.
Yeah, there's another person.
Another sneaky bugger.
Yeah. Had 4 limbs, probably.
Oh, holy shit, we're writering the situation.
Let's wrap.
What's what?
Let's wrap.
No. We're white.
That's not stopped a lot of people.
Hey, kids.
It should.
Hey, kids. We've had fun here today.
I thought you were going to go for a bit of like Michelle Pfeiffer, fucking Gangster's Paradise. I forget the actual name of the movie that came from.
I think we're fine with most of what was just said, except for the face-off bit. Why don't we take the face-off after we've shown him? Is that what you were going to say?
It seems. I'm not entirely clear why you feel the need to take the face of this demon. That's weird, man. That's real weird, man.
Yeah. No. It's because of this. Hang on.
You haven't encountered our friend's proclivities yet. He has a book that...
The front page has this weird sort of a picture of someone that you probably say is human by way of like Warforged, like a really sort of like odd expression, like some sort of robot person.
Is that a reference to something?
I'm saying that Mark
See,
Zuckerberg
now you
looks
know
like a
all the
robot
fucked
person.
up shit about us.
Okay.
Edits his Facebook.
Right. If you had said lizard person, I would have understood.
We were joking about it at work the other day.
Yeah,
that he had his legal representation at that Senate hearing, which has just been leaning over and is like, and now you've got to smile. And he's just like,
Breathe in, breathe out. Yes, like we practice.
don't blink all your eyelids simultaneously. It's weird.
Or 4.
I like that one. Just the outside too, and go. Very good.
Okay. Now you've stopped breathing. Remember breathing. We went over this.
I think we just keep going with this. This is more fun than anything. He leans over
What
to his
sort of
counsel,
club-
covers his mic like, at what point can I spit acid from my acid sack?
In this room, never.
Then why did I refill my acid sack?
Yes, it is engorged with acid.
They just lean over. You can do it once the Democrat senators leave.
Excellent.
Okay, so you've you've presented in this space your Facebook.
I mean, I'm surprised that hasn't come up yet, but yeah.
Oh, well, I suppose I don't really want to come between a wizard and his freaky collections. Yay.
And you call me weird.
Yes.
Yes, I also do that thing.
Other
You're all very weird.
Yeah, you all are.
At what point do you plan to extract face? Now or after presenting it to?
I can wait. Yeah, there's no huge rush on that.
You're like, here's a demon head. I just need that back, or at least just part of it.
Yeah,
I mean, like, it would up the intimidation factor if it didn't have a face anymore. It would look
Be-
worse.
Possibly more difficult to determine that it was a. I mean,
Yeah, I think that's the risk. The part where it's evidence is more important than anything. I do have some genuine concerns that there is going to be upper levels to this
As a
multi-level
pure-
marketing scheme of.
sorry, just as pure
demonism.
game mechanics, what does it actually give you?
I got a +1 to whatever I've taken on the face of.
Okay, so like
Now,
I
currently,
feel like
it's-
right now evidence is more important than a plus
Yeah,
one.
yeah. No, I completely agree. It's just I would like to do that before like anything else pops off because I do have some concerns that there are going to be more. Maybe he was the upper level of this thing, but maybe there is someone else. And before we get into that, I would like to have a +1.
Do we have any proof of his ability to go invisible, thus probably being the one who planted all of the
I definitely saw him go invisible. I definitely didn't see him be
visible
not
sometimes?
invisible. It was.
Even with that, though, it's
didn't
you
s-
who's saying it, and I feel like the Burgermeister won't
I
trust
didn't
you.
see him not go invisible. Wait,
at least one other person in the room seen the thing being invisible. Was it you?
Yes.
Yeah. You saw him basically.
another trustworthy witness.
He tried to go invisible while we had him restrained with the ropes, and then we poked him, and then he went visible again.
Okay. Well, as long as the Burgermeister's fine without proof, I guess.
I think they're clearly both insane, and perhaps we should just kill them and move on.
beat him to death with a book.
I mean, I've been thinking that for a while, but
It won't leave a lot of visible marks.
Or what would you have planned with the
you studied at the Calgary School of Police Brutality, did you?
what exactly did you have planned for the evil magical book that you're all very concerned that I flicked through earlier?
oh yeah, that was you. I thought it was him for some reason, but yeah, okay, yeah.
I was just looking at the pictures though. I didn't really read any of them. I'm not really the magic sort myself.
Do we
Do
know
you hear
if,
any voices?
Do we know if this leaves any residual magical energy?
What are you looking at me for? Oh, wizard.
Yeah.
Sorry.
you, why you, not you, Trevor.
no. That was a character.
This didn't give me like magical syphilis or something, did it? Because
It might have done.
Do you hear people telling you things?
I'm not going for the joke right now where you guys are talking to me and it's a confusing sort of question.
No, because you should be hearing that. That's what I hear all the time. Like just like little voices. It's normal, isn't it?
Just like from behind.
So what were you thinking of doing with the magical book?
As with Demon Head, I think we can trust the Burgermaster to at least view this evidence, and then immediately after that, we will dispose of it in the safest manner possible. Probably fire.
Fire's good.
Cleansing.
Lightning's better, but
Lightning's up
leads to
there.
fire a lot,
Lightning is really up there. Lightning often begets fire.
exactly, lightning leads
Yeah.
to fire.
Fire
So,
rarely begets lightning, though,
Yeah.
so you actually may have a point there.
Volcanic eruptions.
yeah, that can actually.
Ooh,
yeah.
hey, man, fuck me, you're right. Good point.
It's lava, not fire.
Rocks on fire.
It's fire. It's
Fiery rocks.
That's the
It's literally-
fieriest fire there is.
It's literally rocks so hot they become a liquid.
This is still technically not fire,
Yeah.
Yeah.
actually at that
which
point.
is his point.
At that point, they're actually.
Words have meaning, bitch.
No, they don't.
At that point, they're
Fuck me, I
multi-states.
I'm pretty
Some
sure
of them
this is
actually,
what
yeah.
science was like 1,000 years ago. It was literally
and
just
back
this.
to now.
Yeah.
Oh fuck me.
Oh,
Fuck me.
I
Okay.
got sad again.
So this is a story of me being a dumb teenager and just not wanting to do my homework.
So this was 2 years ago.
Ah,
When I was
Not
about
hearing a no.
so, my mum, who has a degree in maths, was like trying to get me to do my homework, and I'm just like, I'm not going to do this. She's like, you need to learn how to do this, and I'm like, math isn't an exact science.
did you do that intentionally, or is you fumbling into a good joke?
I did that intentionally.
Okay,
Okay.
I like it. Yeah.
does that,
Do
answer,
you-
does
do you
that
guys-
answer your question?
No. My question was going to be, what are you guys doing now?
We're taking the head to the Burgermeister.
My question was, sir, this is an Applebee's. What would you like to order?
All right, we're taking the head and the diary to the Burgermeister. What are we doing with the cursed book? Are we just burning that now?
Saying no, I'm happy to have that on me, book closed, no one's reading it. We'll see what the Burgermaster says. I'm cautious of there being some sort of like last minute surprise, like this isn't enough proof. Let's have something there. Let's
Yeah,
not,
I don't want to randomly show a book of curses.
At this point, I will remind you of your current flaw that you have going on, of desiring things of power and so forth.
No, man. No, not for a while.
Sorry?
Not for a while. I solved that, like... I cured Curse that, like, many episodes ago.
Did you?
Yeah,
Oh,
that was,
that's
like, the
ringing
thing I
a
did
bell.
immediately. Yeah, I went back to the library and
You
spent
did.
time...
Sorry, my bad.
...learning, specifically, whatever the fuck it was that spell was that cured curses.
I thought remove
Isn't
curse.
that too hard?
I thought you could only use remove curse, and that's you being able to get rid of the item that is cursed. You don't decurse the item. That's how I thought it always was. Like, unless I'm misinterpreting it.
Isn't that also a really high level spell?
No,
I'm a
remove
pretty decent wizard.
remove curse. I think is like 3rd level.
You're the same level as me.
Are you a wizard?
No.
If
but-
you are, you have to tell me, otherwise it's entrapment.
Legally, you have to tell me.
Wizards get high level spells.
Yeah, but okay.
We're like level fucking 9, dude.
Yeah, I know, but like.
Yeah,
okay, I thought
remove
that was higher. But yeah,
remove
probably.
curse is 3rd level.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh, actually, I can cast it. Fair enough. Cool.
I can
Alright.
cast it too.
Yeah.
Like
I haven't been working on the assumption that I'm still affected by that,
I
because
can't
like I would have
cast
done
it.
stuff with
we know
that.
I'm not a wizard.
you're not anything magic.
I'm not anything magic.
You're not even
Hey,
friendship.
hey, come on. Hey.
You're
No, he's
special.
not.
You're full of
I have seen the way that you dance. Magic.
Okay.
and you're really good at being injected by hidden needles.
You don't know anything about that.
He's really good at
You
sneaking.
never seen me get injected by needles.
Yeah, the imp told us.
It's crazy.
The imp told me.
Beautiful.
All right, you guys, do your thing.
Or walk away. That's
or session over, I guess.
So at what point do we overthrow the Burgermaster again?
Probably after talking to him.
Well, yeah.
Alright, cool.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
Alright,
Groundwork is definitely being laid for that.
All right, good.
All right.
Good.
Does anyone need to do anything else before we head off?
Does anybody need to pee?
Wait.
Go now. I'm not pulling over.
Ah, there we go. Okay, cool.
Oh, God.
Prestidigitation.
So gross.
That's what armor's for.
No,
No.
that's not what armor's for. Maybe if it were a still suit.
I was about to say, this is just a still suit, right? That's how I've been treating it.
It means you've been treating it very poorly. Whoop. The tracking chip's engaged.
Wear that armor all the time. Eventually, like, the breeches start rusting out from the inside.
Just from the sheer amount of ammonia.
Literally,
For you guys for cleaning that, yeah, magic has its limits.
literally the worst character trait ever. I piss and shit myself all the time.
Like in Harry Potter.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What?
That, yeah.
I didn't need to be reminded of that. But thank
What?
Yeah. That
What?
was a thing that
It was one of
Watson
the...
came out with recently.
Yeah, J.K. Rowling on her Twitter, like, clarified a piece of Harry Potter lore.
Because
Before they had plumbing, wizards just used to shit
Oh,
themselves.
no.
Yeah.
No.
And then just
Yeah.
apparated away or whatever.
No.
Yeah, like literally, it like because Hogwarts was built in like the 13th century before plumbing, and so like what was the go? They were like, what was the go? And it's just they just shit on the floor
and spell it away.
shit and piss on the floor, just boop,
And
done.
disappear it away.
Yeah, she felt like she needed to clarify that because no one apparently asked.
No one asked.
Yeah.
It was weird.
Yeah. She just...
I'm sure one person asked because it was brought up in the Chamber of Secrets that the plumbing was retrofit into the building?
She could have just said
One person.
One
asked.
person.
What do you think? Why do you think that one person wanted to know? How do wizards pee? I really want to know how the wizards pee.
Literally could have just said. Literally could have just said wizards invented plumbing like 200, 400 years before humans.
No,
But you'd already categorically put it in
hang
the
on.
book that it was.
No, you're already giving her too much power there. Like, humanity existed for thousands of years.
Yeah, before
And
that,
we got
we
by.
just used
we
holes.
We didn't need...
Like,
That wasn't a question that we needed to answer.
Yeah.
Like, humanity didn't just shit and piss on the floor.
Yeah.
Like,
Chamber
Yeah.
pots.
I said humanity, not you. As we have discussed previously, you do not count as humanity. Because of that
You have a
thing
toilet
that
in
you
this
do.
building. Use it.
When you can go like a big boy, you get to be part of humanity.
I don't want to be part of that.
You're not mankind. You're not going to get thrown off Hell in a Cell.
I don't know what that even means.
Do you want to tell him the story?
Anyway, the discussion so far of what you guys wanted to do has taken
To
45
answer your
minutes.
question,
Let's finally go to this fucking Burger Master.
You get to the door and he's going to be like, fuck off.
This was solved 6 months ago.
Oh,
Get there, it's the next Burgermeister. It's like, yeah, no, my father died 20 years ago. You've been gone that long.
People thought you were just some sort of myth or legend.
So anyway, we go to the Burgermeister.
And nothing happens between then and when we get to him.
Hopefully.
Well, let's roll for random encounter, I guess.
please don't. It's only going to hurt you.
I really want to fight some wolves on the way there, though.
Inside this town, in the middle of the day.
You're literally causing me psychic damage.
Hey, we could have fought an imp, technically. There's another one. Let's not. Let's just get to him. We're done.
Okay.
You find another pentagram.
It's just like a whole hole full of pentagrams.
And sconces.
Okay. Making your way up to the Burgomaster's mansion. The two guards sort of see
His
you.
Burger Mansion.
Yes.
I wasn't going to bring it up because it's dumb as shit, but now you've opened the door to it. You know how McDonald's used to have like the play rooms like at the back, and like one of them was just like it was like Mayor McCheese, and like you climbed up the body, and then it was just like you were in his head. That's how I've always pictured the Burgomaster's mansion.
That was a thing?
It wasn't Man McCheese, it was Big Mac, the police chief. But
Was
yeah.
bit- no, that's right, because it was a prison. It was a prison. Yeah.
Wait, that's a character?
Yeah, Big Mac. He's the police chief.
Are you going to change Izek's last name to something that starts with Mac?
No.
Do we see Izek at all?
No.
Okay.
But the two guys at the front sort of see you guys coming and basically just sort of stand aside and wave you through.
Because I want to give Izek a hug. He needs a hug.
Needs a hug.
He also needs his demon arm cut off.
Okay. The two guys basically is like, he's up in the study. And wave you on through.
Well, we just walk right in.
Sit right down.
This feels weird. Usually going through
A window.
a window or something. I'll
Crawl through the sewage.
front door, I guess. Yeah. Welcome to the party, pal.
Well, once they get used to you being in there, then just take over.
All right.
Let's go.
So you're upstairs, going along the hallway. The door for the study is actually open at this point. As you enter into the room, he's just sort of like pacing backwards and forwards. These two hounds are just like following him at heel, and as he turns, they just like take their position back just behind his legs again. It's just like he's walking back and forth. He's got like one arm crossed across, and the other one is just like rubbing his brow. He's looking concerned.
Think fast.
What are you throwing?
The imp head.
Yeah. Oh, you're just fucking rugby passing the imp head to him?
Boom.
Be hilarious if the dog caught it.
This thing sort of
You know,
like
dueling dex rolls on this.
Are you serious?
sure.
Nat 20. Oh, hang on. That's cocked.
I think with your dice
Yeah,
tray as it is
maybe
on your lap,
make it to
everything's going to be cocked.
Flat, yeah.
Hey, that's a bit worse than 20.
Throw at his feet.
What's your dexterity score?
Wait. Is your dice tray cocked, or are you just happy to see us?
No.
I set it up. I was waiting for someone to knock in those pins.
You can't do that unless you're waggling a cigar while you deliver that line. I say.
This
This isn't a war; it's a moiter.
this imp head sort of bounces across the table and hits the floor in front of his feet, sort of pretty unceremoniously at this point. And he's like
Like, is it
stops.
still bloody, or did we clean it up a little bit?
We should have cleaned it up a little bit. If anything.
You should have.
Should we roll to see if we
I mean,
did?
it's a demon head. Like, I don't think there's any way it's not going to be oozing something for the foreseeable, unless we put it in a dehydrator for a couple of hours. It's gonna be gross.
I mean, we talked for that long.
Claire,
And,
you
you know-
gotta dehydrate the imp head, Claire.
Yeah, this sort of thing that hits the floor. It sort of like rolls to one side. The slightly elongated mouth is just like rests against the ground, and
Plays fetch.
sorry.
The dog plays fetch.
Both the dogs just sort of like sort of stand and sort of growling at this thing, and he just sort of stops and like looks down, and this is like, what the hell is this?
We're fairly sure that thing planted all the lightning stones.
Right?
Whereas people places.
Where
It's
did
an imp.
An imp.
we think the look. I mean, did Isaac speak to you? You sort of know what's been going on.
He came through, said the Voctors are no longer a concern, and then tabled his resignation.
Oh.
All right.
He needs even more of a hug now.
He could use some support.
Granted.
He may be suffering some psychological damage after the fight.
I assume things didn't go well.
Things
for
actually went very well. Phase 1 of our plan, where we infiltrated the manor and like gathered all the incriminating evidence without being seen and extracted it all out, getting the evidence and this demonic individual. That happened without hitch, without anybody knowing it. And phase 2 of the plan, where Storm and Distraction sort of thing marched in there and just devastated the whole magic coven that they were running out of their basement. They also were effective in that phase of the plan as well. That's, I believe, what sort of caused Isaac's PTSD sort of situation.
Yeah, there was a pentagram and some tentacles, and like the vodka woman like may have taken control of his mind for a little bit. You know, the standard fight, really.
But if I could have your attention, and I'll pull out the manifesto book sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
See, I mean, the clearly like high level, very well thought out criminal conspiracy that was under your nose that you were unable to sort of get to the bottom of. They wrote down exactly what they were doing, and sort of this is actually like a real confession sort of situation. So, I mean, if you want to go through this and like sort of look
He
at the
grabs
thing
it up
that
and
you were
starts like flicking
that you
through
were
and is, like,
missing.
stopping on pages, like starts scanning down the pages, like his little finger just running down the side of the page, and
Yeah,
then,
like 2 days on this, and we sort of, I'm being this all gift wrap for you. So, like, I mean, I understand why, all the time in the world, and you guys couldn't figure this out. But we're skilled professionals. We have magic on our side and stuff. So it's all good.
There are still a couple of vodkas out there, aren't there? Wasn't one of
the
brothers?
sons, the brothers are still alive.
Well, but we caught one of the brothers.
You got one of them.
Yeah, but one of
the other
them's
one
still alive.
wasn't home at the time. Yeah.
Might want to get out like an all points bulletin on him, sort of, or he'll come and wreak unholy vengeance on you and your bloodline. That whole thing.
So which one did you capture?
the one who was drug addicted.
I mean, I know his name. I just don't know his name.
I don't think we
Nikolai.
actually captured...
Nikolaj.
I don't think we personally actually captured any of the brothers.
Oh yeah, the
No, that was
his
me.
X-Men sort of gathered them all up.
I think you just knocked the butler unconscious.
You got the butler, you got
bit me.
Nikolai.
I remember he bit me.
You
Oh,
did.
fucking thank you. Thank you. Drive me nuts.
You know, you can just say that there's a hair behind my ear.
No, I was fine with it.
Mitch, there's quite a few hairs behind your ear. Why are you looking at me like that? What's good?
And you can feel them.
Sorry.
You can feel them.
And they itch.
You can feel them
And
growing.
also you're breathing manually now. And also blinking manually. And you can feel your tongue in your mouth.
You can see your nose now.
Ah, fuck.
Hey.
That one was new to me.
Hey, Trevor, you've got a beard on you.
That's the part that's annoying me. Is I've got a couple of greying points in the mustache, and now I can just see like the grey hairs because they stand out of my vision.
You get to the corner of your vision, like, oh, I'm old.
It's just like a daily reminder where I don't need a mirror.
Oh.
So the Burger Master's just like like skimming reading this, and it's like flicking over. His eyes like widen up as he's reading one page, and he's like, "How much did you guys read of this? Just a flick through, or did you go into detail?"
We personally have only flicked through.
Yeah, I sort of read the first page.
I read it in depth.
You can read.
You looked at the pictures, didn't you?
Yeah.
There's no pictures. The odd map.
Yeah. That's my way of reading it.
This is huge.
Oh, it's
We got
it's
the impression
it's
they didn't like you.
I don't think it's anything directly against me or my family or anything. It's just the vodka matriarch and their family have been in with Strahd's family for generations. And, well, the Zarovich family for generations, I should say. And
Are you saying the sons were on this as well, or just Lady Vodka?
I couldn't tell you about the sons. It's not really written down here, but the manifesto, as this is wanting all other local governments essentially abolished, and this be a complete totalitarian state underneath Zarovich.
Do we tell him about the anime schoolgirl, cat girl thing? No. Okay. Why are we whispering?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. There's no real reason for us to whisper.
Do we tell him about the
Oh
anime
my
school?
god! Oh, Jesus Christ! Oh, that's why. Hang on, I remember now, that's why. She's got 2 levels.
So, how many did you, of this group did you actually manage to finish off?
There was 5 in total there. I think is that right? There was 4 plus her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with the guy in the hallway before that.
That was a mercenary guy.
And there was also that lady that we had to detain terminally for you to infiltrate as.
Detained terminally.
I was being delicate about it, yes.
And the butler hit me over the head with a candlestick, and the son bit me. I just thought I'd say that.
Fair.
But you didn't kill either of those guys, did you? There's
No.
amazing restraint on your part, I feel.
Does the manifesto detail at all how many people named? Can we get an idea of how many people are involved in this criminal conspiracy?
We'll have to go through this because it's all sort of, it's not written as like Joe blogs of this street, so we'll have to work out who they are. But this seems much bigger than just a small circle of people that are a bit rowdy about my leadership.
Yeah, because we took out like all points of the pentagram, but we never had any information as to how many people.
And
were
you know, on
involved
the
in it to begin with.
on the night when you guys were watching, I think it was you two watching.
I think it was just him.
Yeah,
Maybe
you
Dave
saw-
might have been there with him, but yeah.
You saw quite a few more than 4 or
maybe.
5 people go into the first time round.
Yeah.
Like you know, there's more than that because you ended up following one of them home and murdering them into their bowl of soup.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
So we
That's
just go
actually a
around
good
town.
point. I was
And
working
then-
under the
then-
assumption that like numbers mean things, and there being enough people at that meeting to be points of the pentagram, sort of suggested that we, cut off all of the heads of the Hydra. But
mixing
no, we
metaphors here.
That
yeah, like
actually-
we already, it's
That actually brings me back to a point. If we just go around town, going up behind everyone, whispering "Hail Hydra," see who responds, we kill them.
so. And I'm not saying no. I just want to play out how that would actually work for Ulrich. A giant dragon in armor walks up behind someone and whispers, "Hey, Hydra!" And they go, "Ah!" And he goes, "Kill them!" That's exactly how that would play out every time. So, like, the town is gone. And you know what? Job done, actually. Okay, all right.
We would definitely get everybody.
Ulrich doesn't have, like, any negative reinforcement in his life because over a long enough timeline, everything you do turns out to be right and correct.
It's got him to where he is now.
That's how religion
look.
works.
Yeah, I
it
got rid of the
is.
bad people.
Yeah. If you think about it,
boy.
that's how religion works.
Dogma.
Okay.
So-
Plan B.
I'm going to start mobilizing my troops and I need to work out a way of working out their loyalties. Any suggestions? Because this has been working underneath our noses for some time now, and
Is there any way to set up some sort of fake group that we invite people to?
I think you're actually fucking
wait,
onto
wait,
something,
wait.
and I think is a perfect opportunity to do that because it's been very clearly demonstrated at this point that he could actually probably be trusted, and him quitting his job and walking away gives him decent cover. I think we have a good opportunity to set up Isaac as the new leader of this book club, and use him as a rally point for everyone remaining, and then kill them.
well, also you guys have been pretty clear about your intentions of, well, at least your loyalties against Strahd, whether they're for Valaki.
There was also the mercenary that we didn't kill. He might know the names and faces.
There was a guy we didn't kill.
Also the butler.
Yeah, the
butler.
butler we might not be able to interrogate as well. But I have a feeling, like a mercenary, you just give them enough money and they'll talk.
Yeah, you weren't around for that, but Dr. Pokey over here took a swing at the butler, and the butler like stood his fucking ground. He seemed to be pretty much on the side of the Voctors. I'm
Alright.
not entirely sure that we could put him over the fire.
All right. Well, I mean, you say put him over the fire, but I mean, couldn't you magically, like, say, remove all his skin and then put it all on again backwards, and then threaten to do it again
Oh my god!
and see if he'll talk then?
Oh my god!
Is that like too many spell slots to do? I don't really understand how this.
Oh my god!
Mr. Wick, like that is more my wheelhouse, but that's still not something I would do.
That's at least 3 spell slots. Jesus! I'm like, I'm
the
not saying
first one?
no, but like, wow. I mean, I gotta do it.
The first one was what, limited teleportation? I don't know.
No, I gotta invert skin spell. I can do that. But then I gotta re-invert skin, which is a level
Reattach.
4.
Reattach.
And then I gotta wipe my own memory after that.
By way of Mordecai.
Whew. Fifth of Scotch works as well.
That burns a spell slot, but just because you just drank it away.
But you guys have, well, as far as I can tell, are against Strahd.
Just a little bit. We don't really like vampires.
Do you have others that would rally behind you, that you trust.
Sure.
Yeah.
I wouldn't necessarily trust them, but they'll definitely help.
I trust some of them.
We have encountered people in this area who are individually as opposed to Strahd's rule as anyone is. The issue has always seemed to be that there is no collective. Everyone
I can
is
think of 4
so
people
scattered.
just off the top of my head right now.
Yeah. I mean, this land is very clearly under an iron rule, but there is resistance. It's more of the fact, and they can be trusted. These are competent people who can be trusted. It's just that there is no communication between anyone.
Now the Burgomaster starts sort of walking around the table, and he walks over to the study door and like looks at each side of the hallway and like shuts that quite securely. He goes over to the windows on the sort of southern side of the building and just like pulls the curtains shut, and then sort of walks back to the edge of to the side of the table and just like takes a seat and is like, well, from this point here, this is our war room.
Do we trust the dogs? Who's a good boy?
I am.
Me.
But it's phrased like, "Who's a good boy?"
Who's a good boy?
I am the good boy.
Who's a good
Okay, well
boy?
he said he is, so clearly we can trust it.
And the table responds to, I'm not.
The table was the mimic.
But he's like, we need to pull the trustworthy elements together and actually start in secret working on a battle plan. Because at this point here, the first blows of this war have been struck.
And not having
By-
this room magically sealed.
by
is also
yourselves.
Just giving away our plans as well, but yeah.
This is like the assassination of the Archduke Ferdinand.
I don't know who that is. But that, but I
So a couple of towns over.
I'm just going to invite in my friend Gabriello Princip, and it took me a second to try to remember that name. Yeah. That was a pull.
Yeah.
But in secret, we need to start rallying troops, arming, and developing a war plan.
We can do that. Might be a little bit difficult to keep you in the loop, just because you're a very high-profile figure, and constantly coming up to you and like talking to you may give off, suspicion.
I think maybe like let's sort of do this in fiction rather than talk it out. But like let's are we all sort of on board with this? Does anyone have any sort of major objections to doing this as like the thing that we're doing? I don't want to speak for like the group here, but
I mean, I like overthrowing the government.
I would like to use the just as a test, the demon summoning book. Just like raise that as a like. So you don't have any objections to us destroying this demon summoning book, then? Sort of.
This is a character.
Yeah. We look. We found this demon summoning magic-y book that they were using.
I'm assuming that's something to do with this, and he's pointing to the imp imp head.
Yeah, we secured it just to like as further evidence. We were planning on destroying it forthwith. Do you have any views on that? Any objections? Any?
The only thing my first thought was maybe there was something in there that we can use, but I also understand that anything fiendish is always
Fiendish.
out for itself. So, what do you need to do to destroy it?
Fire. Fire is usually pretty good at
Lots
this.
of fire. Maybe some lightning, because lightning always helps.
Is there a fireplace like right in the room we're in?
Yeah,
Is it lit?
yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to do? Would you like to do the honors, Morton?
You know what? Team effort. Pick the book up and hold it between us. Count of 3. 3, 2, 1.
Just mage hand as
Oh,
well.
lightning.
5-volt. Lightning.
Yeah.
You're doing the lightning breath.
I mean, I
Either
haven't used it today, so you know.
Okay.
You do realise it's like a straight line of 30 feet.
That goes through things. that goes through things.
I mean, I'm aiming it at the wall, aren't I?
That goes through things. The room isn't less than 30 feet wide.
Hey, the wizard is suggesting it. Who am I to argue?
No one told you to breathe lightning just now.
You could have just used your magic holy sword.
Oh, yeah.
Or any of your magic, holy powers that are granted to you by a god.
I mean, we were talking about lightning. But
So
I think it's all too late for you guys to be second guessing this. I think that's just the thing that happened.
yeah, that's fair. It's straight up in
I
character.
like that happens very quickly, and Wick is like down on the ground. What the fuck, guys?
Okay, so what were you doing? You're just like what you
The dogs are barking.
You piffed it into the
No,
into
like,
the fireplace
just
and then
there
threw a
with you, so
firebolt
like,
in for good measure. Or
Yeah, like whoop, underarm throw and firebolt follow up.
Yep. So basically, you do that. You pivot towards the fireplace. It sort of lands, flips open, and you can see some of the pages start to curl. You flick a firebolt.
I've dealt with my lightning enough. If there's anyone in the way, I'm obviously not going to just, like...
The crack shot with that.
I've been,
that's
breathing my
one
entire
letter off
life.
what
I
I
know
would've
exactly
said.
what I'm doing.
That's a racial ability,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Sorry?
So like you get that from like
Yeah.
when you're born. So
Yeah,
like,
I've,
man,
I've done it
that's
once or
spitting.
twice.
Yeah, you
I
what you're
know
doing.
to not have people I like in the way.
It's like
Or not.
it's like sneezing into your elbow so you don't infect people with your
Exactly,
cold.
yeah.
But sometimes you don't manage to. But no, you sort of flick it in there, and then just Ulrich's knee-jerk reaction goes back to just being pure Dragonborn, less of his paladin training, and just like disgorges this breath of...
I'm just also imagining a loud thunder crack in the room. as
Oh
well.
yeah, that's coming along
Yeah,
because basically Wick, as he said, basically ducks for cover. The two dogs basically...
Start yelping.
Well, yeah, they basically just dive straight under the table. The Burgomaster basically just like slams back in his chair.
I imagine every guard within like quite a far radius is just going, "What the fuck? Let's get to the
There is.
Oh yeah, in a town that's been afraid of lightning strikes.
There's a lot about this that was dumb.
Narlag is going to position himself so when the door gets opened, he's not in the way.
You look, and there's basically like this single scorch mark from about 5 feet in front of you across the entire floor into what is now a partly extinguished, like, it's partly separated fireplace.
Did we destroy the book?
And most of the fireplace.
But is the book destroyed?
But the book is destroyed.
The book is most definitely destroyed.
All right, job done.
All right, I feel like the war room is gonna need some renovations before we actually get started now.
The Burgomaster
I have
starts
meant
leaning forwards in
fireplace.
his chair, like rubbing one ear. It's like,
I was like, yeah, that's super bad for you. Ma.
it's like, I assume that level of intensity was necessary to destroy.
I mean,
together.
the wizard said it was.
Yeah, but this book is... There are fragments of parchment paper that are just being blasted out of the radius and just like flittering down on like little embers as they sort of burn away. There are little sections of like embers of actual like what was formerly a log that have now sort of spread it around the carpet. You get that sort of smell of like burning wool, which is hard to do considering wool's not particularly flammable. But yeah, sections of the carpet is like scorching.
We destroyed the book.
You did, and his fireplace, and steadily working on his carpet because the carpet is beginning to.
It's rich. You can afford the carpet.
How much can you?
I owe you one carpet. Whatever.
One carpet and potentially a new war room.
Like, is there like just bits of fire throughout the room?
Yeah.
And Dave's going to use his cold eye ray thing on the fire, little bits of fire if he can.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
Or any of the
Sorted.
the wizard people with prestidigitation just put out small flames.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's a thing you can do. I just got to play off the fact that everyone's in a little bit of shock of what just happened there as to why they didn't think of their training fucking spell. Yeah.
Book sorted. Job done.
Well, job started, I guess. Like, that's destroyed. I guess the next job is let's make an army.
All right.
And then destroy in a fireplace.
All right. So, shall we head back to the inn?
Certainly not until we've got some sort of plan.
Yeah, like
Wasn't that the plan?
a lot of
Yeah, I thought the plan was like, yeah, come back in a week when
Come back
the
in a week.
renovations have been done.
Let's put it this way. We need a plan for the short term because I can guarantee there will be retribution.
I mean, how do you think the retribution's going to come?
Probably.
Probably quite violently.
All right, fellas. An elephant in the room sort of situation now. I understand that you lot are the subject of some kind of prophecy around taking down Strahd.
At this,
Oh,
the
yeah.
burgomaster is like turns to you, looking at you, as like, what? And then turning across to the rest of the group is like,
Oh yeah, that
What?
was the thing that happened, wasn't it? Yeah. That was a while ago.
I mean,
It's
like,
a long story.
prophecy.
There was a woman. She told us some things.
She told me.
has there been any evidence of its integrity?
Yes.
Actually, a massive amount. Yeah.
Yeah. actually, quite a
Yeah,
lot.
we're
Yeah,
honestly
amber
we're a lot
walls
more flippant about this than
Yeah.
reality has borne out to be true. Yeah,
was that whole, like-
everything,
Oh,
everything that's been said has proven to be exactly true.
Do you mind elaborating, or is this something you would rather
There was
keep
a whole
your...
like amber temple, and then there was that
Ulrich,
like log flume down like a wave of blood. And
That was
that
you guys
was
coming out of
us.
the mountains. The red thunderstorm that happened a few days ago. That was you guys.
Hey, look, a lot of people have done a lot of things. Moving on quickly.
yeah.
well, we were prophesied to obtain a mighty weapon against that guy.
Oh
on the
yeah,
hill.
this is my laser sword. I get it out. Has he seen it?
Yeah,
As now.
Just pointing at the sword, just going like that.
Yep.
That's some pretty strong evidence.
We can definitely get to all this. The point being that yes.
Okay.
Yes,
What do you need to get this thing fulfilled?
Another laser sword.
There is a difference between need and want, unfortunately.
We need to
You
move
want
in.
laser chucks? I get that. It's cool. I'm on your side.
It's a real 8-bit theater.
Yeah, I really want laser trucks now. I really do want laser trucks now.
Man, I'm
How,
digging
how
into
like
my
the
Google
fighter
Drive
fall,
real deep for
falls
this
like
one.
60,000 feet. How are you alive? I blocked the ground.
With my armoire.
Yes, you've got.
We need as many people.
Is
as,
that? Do you mind if I have a look at that? The sword?
I think you were talking about the chips.
Sure. Is he talking about my sword?
Yes.
Alright.
100% definitely yes.
I do a quick like check with the sword.
Does the sword trust him?
Yeah.
That's a really good point.
You should be consulting the sword more, like at all points. I think its judgment is better than yours.
I mean, definitely.
The sword probably would have said, "Don't do lightning in the house."
The sword probably also would have said, "Don't trust Nala."
I mean, pretty much everything has more intelligence. Like my horse, I should probably be consulting my horse on pretty much everything. It has more wisdom and about the same intelligence.
But do you mind?
I do a quick check with the sword. Like, do we trust this guy, kind of thing?
You get like a wave of calm over you.
Yeah. All right. Here you go.
His chill, bro.
Yeah.
You grab your sword, teleports away. Ah ha ha ha! He was Strahd all along!
Okay, you gotta stop doing that. Because, like, 3/4 of the time it's dumb bullshit, but a quarter of the time, Ryan gets real sad.
You say that, but the percentages are way off.
Yeah.
Invert those, it's probably slightly more accurate. The amount of times this Nostradamus motherfucker has just stumbled directly into a jokey joke version that happened to be the truth.
Sometimes I have visions.
It's like you've read a story.
So yeah, he
I mean,
He's-
if
he's
it is
handling the-
Strahd, this sword hates him, so,
he's sort of
Take it.
he's handling this the hilt of this sword. Like you can just see like the shards of crystal that are coming out out of the hilt, and he's flipping it over and looking it over. It is, you notice it is ornate. It is in the. How closely have you looked at this thing?
I mean, I imagine I've stared at it for a while. It's a cool laser sword. How would
Okay.
you not be sitting there staring at it?
The leather of the actual grip is in amazing condition considering
very
its age.
Yeah. Well, it's
The
magic.
actual crossguard are two like bird wings outstretched, and in the center, like in the not the pommel, but in the center of the crossguard is a raven's head. So it basically looks like a swooping raven in the crossguard. Down against the pommel, there is. It looks like the Zarevich family crest.
Which one are they again?
Strahd's family.
Okay, cool. Yep.
And he's sort of flipping it over, and he's like, "This was Sergei's."
Yes.
Who was that?
Strahd's brother.
Ah, yes. I take it they
You,
didn't like
you know
each
that
other.
name from your research. Like you went looking through the bloodlines and everything like that. And yeah, he died some time ago. Obviously, because it was like 400 something years ago since.
That's what people tend to do after 400 years.
But he died before Strahd's ascension to his current form.
The Dragon Man over here says that the sword talks to him.
That would be weird.
It is weird.
This sword is. Well, it was meant to be gone.
It doesn't like vampires.
Well, neither do I.
No,
That
but
seems
it,
like
like-
that seems like a reasonable response to vampires.
But the sword really doesn't like them.
But this sword was meant to have been destroyed.
It looks like it got half done.
Yeah.
It's not like
I mean,
It used to have a full.
If you just hand
And
it back, I'll just show you something.
And he hands it over.
And I turn it on.
Oh, and it's. If you want to have a bit of an angle of it, it's like that whitish yellow light of of essentially like divine light.
radiant.
But it's got
damage.
a radiant sort of light. But it's got that sort of like real sort of crackling, jagged edge, a little bit like Kylo Ren's lightsaber, where it's not
It's a good
quite,
pull.
it's not quite properly formed because it's broken.
Yeah.
I do like that feature with his lightsaber.
He made it in his backyard.
Yeah,
Literally, the whole reason his lightsaber looks like that is because he thinks it looks cool.
and the astral crystal's got a crack in it.
Yeah, he left that in there because it's cool.
He's so cool.
So cool.
Honestly, probably one of the most interesting Star Wars villains so far.
I mean, like, he really does take after his granddad with, like, all the drama.
And the emo-ness, yeah. And he just doesn't like sand. It's so coarse and irritating.
Anyway,
So was this conversation.
the Burgomaster's sort of looking at that and his like eyes like wide, like amazement, and he's like,
See, when you do this, it goes whoosh and whoosh.
"I was going to show you a picture of what the thing looked complete, but honestly, this looks incredible."
Joe was the picture.
And he like runs his finger along one of the bookshelves and like grabs it out, and it's just like a historical book of the area, and it starts flicking through, and there is a picture of a handsome young gentleman with this sword like aloft over the top of his.
When he starts
top of
doing
his
that,
head.
I like start a link with the sword to see what it's like feeling kind of thing about all of this.
What would be the emotion there?
Probably regret.
What would be the sword's emotion?
What's the sword's motivation in this scene?
Mourning with a hint of like pride.
Like a look at what I used to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, a bit boastful.
And
but yeah.
But yeah, you see that.
Strong back then. Gods, I was strong.
But yeah, this sword, yeah, the actual it's like one of the woodcut carving style pressed images into the page, but you can see like the hilt is basically it's the sword you're looking at. The actual blade is like it starts off narrow and then widens out. It's a pretty exaggerated form of blade, but you can see like the artist that put this piece together has got like you can see the radiant light coming off it, and yeah, it's basically almost it almost looked like a second sun in the sky.
Now, this is me just guessing, guys. I have a feeling the sword may be the guy, Sergei. As in, like his spirit's probably.
Well,
in the sword.
that guy in the picture is Sergei. The legend which is written here is that part of his essence was sort of put into the sword in its forging, which made him a master swordsman because it was almost like it had a mind of its own when fighting, because it was like him moving his own hands or fingers,
Kind of
or
like Sauron with the One Ring.
But less bad.
Yeah.
like part of his essence was within the sword, meaning it acted less like an instrument, more like just a part of his body.
He inserted tab A into slot B.
Hi, Ryan. How you doing?
Slightly derailed.
I look at Mr. Wizard. This sound all plausible?
Like go back and forth between like the historical text and like take a closer look at the sword and like, yeah, I mean it's entirely possible for a being's essence to transfer at least in part into other objects. I really do get the sense that part of I really do feel like part of Sergei has entered the sword, probably the Sir part, and the gay is invested in some bed and breakfast in Vermont somewhere.
You're really proud of that, aren't you?
Yeah. How long have you been holding on to that one?
I didn't have it till about halfway through.
Oh shit!
Pretty happy,
Ross is destroyed.
pretty happy with the bed and breakfast.
So
You might even say he's gay.
that would be. So this is part of your prophecy.
I mean, we had to go
Sergei's
through a temple that was
sun-
really evil
Sunblade.
and filled with amber to get it. But yeah,
Don't mind me
probably.
asking, what else was involved?
I mean, killing lots of stuff.
I don't mean with getting that sword. Was it what else was involved in the prophecy?
Probably,
Does anyone
sure.
have any other reason to question the Burgomaster's intentions or any other tests? I did like the dangling the book in front of him and just seeing where that.
I mean, he also he didn't try and run away with the sword. That's a pretty good indicator.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
sword
yeah,
seems to trust him.
Yeah. Honestly, like the only concern that YU has left is, changing out one iron ruling class for another probably isn't going to change shit. But he's also not real fussed about that.
That's his whole jam.
Yeah.
He's going to be an iron ruling class.
Well, ultimately, yeah. But
I mean,
why
at least-
it's history and that's just the way that happens.
To be
anyway.
fair, he doesn't live forever. Doesn't.
We'll tell him the rest of the prophecies. Like we'll tell him about like the mad wizard that we've got.
Yep.
We'll tell him about the.
That still hurts.
Yeah, don't care.
Come on.
There was a
Like as far
thing with
as we know, you're the mad wizard.
Yeah.
And
there
as soon
a thing
as you
with
say
an
mad wizard and exclaiming that,
I mean, he
Morden
doesn't. He doesn't seem all that mad though. Is the thing.
It sort of gives you a bit of a raised
I've
eyebrows.
not spoken to him for any length of time.
I mean, he's a wizard. He's a wizard, but look, that's all right.
Say that to my face, you fucking shit.
We're going through.
That's the meth wizard.
I'm sorry, I've been drinking.
So we got Sun Sword.
there was something about an amulet on a hill.
And you see like this golden chain that he's got around the neck or something. It's like,
Don't say that out loud.
On a like
extend the mulet A.
scarecrow. Wasn't it something to do with scarecrows or something? I don't really remember.
I'll run him through the list.
I actually
We've got it.
don't
We've got
really
it all
remember
here.
most of
Yep.
So sword, amulet.
Yep. I mean, none of it actually says sword and amulet, but yep, holy symbol of great hope, weapon of vengeance.
I didn't see any holy symbol. What are you talking about?
Yeah, we lost it. I think.
You
don't
lost
remember.
it.
Mate, okay, fellas. I mean, I've been through my sources. I've been hearing about this prophecy and I've been hearing rumors about you guys fulfilling it. Could we get cards on the table at this point because this is serious fucking business?
Well, that's how we found out about.
She didn't let us keep the cards.
If we were going to get the cards on the table, we'd need to go see Madame Eva.
Oh boy.
Hilarious.
Anyone else want to take a swing at this bit? It wasn't worth one person doing it, but maybe 4 will make it funny. Ryan, what you got?
Oh no.
Whip it out, slap it down. Come on.
I left the cards at home.
Everyone's a joker. All right, I'm done.
I've got my cards in my
Decided
car.
you had it.
My Taroko deck.
4.
Okay, so sword, amulet, mad wizard.
Mad Wizard, and the 2 others.
There's one that is definitely this is you go find Strahd, and then there's another one that's
Well, one's the Amber Temple and the crypt.
Yeah, and then there's something about scarecrows.
This card tells of history. Knowledge of the ancient will help you better understand your enemy. That which you seek lies in the womb of darkness, the devil's lair, the one place to which you must return. I'm calling it that was
Something to do with Strahd's castle.
I fucking completely disagree. I think that was the crypt in the Amber Temple.
What did you learn from that?
Yeah, we didn't learn anything from that. We got the sword from that, so
I think if
I
it wasn't just fucking destroyed, you could have learned how Strahd was turned into a vampire, because that's literally what happened
We
to one of our party. Remember?
yeah, we kind of created our own vampire.
we also-
vampires don't get created from coffins. They get created by
evil
fighting.
god.
we also don't know how Rin became a vampire. We don't know how that happened. We just know that one time
I specifically know. I wasn't fucking there for that session.
Yeah,
but
we know that he just punched Casimir in the face, drank his blood, and then we killed him, and then I was a vampire.
Yeah. So I'm saying
was a vampire? What are you
I'm
doing?
not saying this in character. That's why I'm not using Narlag's voice.
Just one person that you can tell when that's happening.
Yeah, right. Just reacting to things.
All right, so I am
stupid
saying
decisions I made previously and blaming them on you.
So you're saying you're prepared for...
it is mine and Wayu's belief that card 1 we burnt.
Which one was that again?
That was, this card tells of history. Knowledge of the ancient will help you better understand your enemy. That which you seek lies in the womb of darkness, the devil's lair, the one place to which he must return. I think that was going to be the coffin. That was the...
If I may,
I think that's going to be his
I think that's
coffin that he sleeps in.
Yeah, that's.
And I think that was that.
literally where he
out of
sleeps.
character, all of the other ones were super clear. There was no
Your enemy is a creature of darkness whose powers are beyond mortality. This card will lead you to him. The beast sits on a dark throne. How is that clear?
The other three
that is
are
Perfectly clear.
Sorry, the other three.
Yeah, so sorry, keep going.
the amulet and the wizard and the sword are all super clear, and there isn't any like weird interpretation around those.
And you physically, you got a thing out of it.
Because
Yeah.
we got something out of that. Like,
Alright.
if we got something out of the thing,
Okay, but the thing you're talking about, we
Is this in
investigated.
character or out of the character?
This is out of character. The thing you're talking about, we investigated thoroughly. The chamber where Rin became a vampire, we investigated those thoroughly.
so what was it?
They were stone blocks that offered power.
And
From
that's-
where to who?
From dark forces to us.
Like, we've had this sword for fucking ever. We wave it in front of the right person and get the complete history of it. By someone taking a minute to ask the right person the right question. Like,
Okay.
who's to say? If we hadn't done that, then the sword would have just been like, well, it's an object, and that's it. Like, that crypt could have been something. It is, I think it's entirely possible that we did encounter something that was on the list, didn't interact with it in the way that spits out the thing, and so that's it now. We've moved on. I don't see how that's fucking ridiculous. It's not a video game where, like, if you encounter the thing, it goes bling, gets like a good circle around it, and then that's it.
in fairness, the sword, we knew pretty much straight away that was one of the things we were looking for.
Because that's
Like,
specifically
the-
said at the Amber Temple, or
Like-
at the Amber Doors, or whatever.
The holy symbol, because I'm not saying the A word. When we found that, we basically knew that was one of the things we were looking for. And like the wizard, like wizard just randomly falls out of the sky. Okay, cool, fair enough. Like that's what we're looking for. We're looking for a crazy ass wizard who just randomly appears.
And we
And what I'm
have
saying
no
is, like,
reference to any other wizards.
I think
so-
assuming that everything is going to be like that, that you are going to know in advance that you are going for that object and it's going to be satisfying when you get there, I think that's an assumption.
I mean,
I don't think it necessarily has to work like that. I think it's entirely possible that there can be, like, maybe just one of them's an odd one out, where, like, it's there. It's there, and
Could
you
be.
can
I
walk
mean,
right past it.
it could
and you don't
Let's
necessarily...
put a question mark over it. Like we've either done it or we haven't.
yeah, yet to be determined.
Back in character, anyways. The Burgomaster's like, if you guys have got a prophecy of items to go for, then you need to deal with that, because I need to start organizing what I can. Because last time this happened, hundreds of people died under the leadership
Oh, yeah.
of a wizard named Mordekainen.
Hold on a second.
What was it?
Morning, kind of. That's an awful lot like your name, Morning. Got anything you need to tell us?
What was your name? Narlag. Like St. Narlag of the Ancients.
So what wizard are you talking about?
He called himself Mordekainen, and this was a year or so ago. Tried to lead a rebellion.
Sorry, just out of character. I thought it was hundreds of years ago, wasn't it? Oh, okay. For some reason in my head it was like hundreds and hundreds.
No, I think it was,
Can-
I think I remember right.
Yeah,
It's like,
I think I sort of felt that as well.
Yeah, like
I felt
no,
like
it was only like maybe a decade ago at this point.
Yeah,
Sorry.
my
bad.
head was going like a decade or two tops.
oh, okay. Because I thought he was super old. I mean, he probably is,
It's
but
Mordekainen.
yeah, but I just assumed it was like hundreds of
No,
years ago.
I
Yeah,
think
I was
it-
thinking like at least like 100, multiples of
Yeah.
hundreds. Yeah.
Okay.
Can I-
No, it's this
all right,
this
that's-
generation's lifetime.
Okay, so more people. All right.
Hangs together, he's
I'm-
still like a little bit shitty about the whole thing.
I'm rolling
like,
history
get
to
over
see
it.
if I know this name. History.
I have no idea.
14.
He's not from this plane.
There is that.
But do I know the name?
But he's from,
It-
he's been to a lot of planes.
Yeah. But his thing is that he just travels through every plane ever.
Yeah, that is kind
There
of
are
his jam.
spells named after him. Like I would think, yeah.
That have gotten through to all the planes. 14. Probably heard the name. Whether he got any sort of details of feats and details of where he's been and not been.
Would I know that he's like super powerful wizard?
The fact that you know his name,
Yeah.
it's probably enough to go off.
So this entire time, you've been like a little bit impressed by me. That's pretty good.
So what happened to this wizard?
He led a rebellion and it failed.
But
And he
what
got
happened?
killed.
Okay.
don't
How?
Survivors of the odd survivors say he took Strahd on one-on-one, and Strahd ran him through and threw him down a waterfall.
And he was killed.
Yes.
And there was no body recovered?
I don't believe so.
He's totally alive.
You've seen movies.
yeah, it's like,
I've seen him play like this.
he's alive. There's no way he's not alive.
We need to find that.
And if he were alive, geez, he'd be angry. What's another word for angry? Mad.
It's all coming together.
If he landed on his head, then his mind is going to be broken as hell.
So it's
He's got a cracked skull and he's really pissed off.
just the thing, guys. Maybe we have the wrong wizard?
I think we might. I think we might have.
Why
the
use
wrong
bits
wizard.
like, uh-oh?
I mean, his mind is definitely broken, but I don't think his spells are as powerful as was projected.
I mean, he's very useful.
Sometimes.
You immediately get banished to another plane of existence. Okay, when he comes back in 60 seconds, gibbering like a fucking madman, let's talk some more shit about how good at magic I am.
Wait, sorry.
Anyone else?
Who did you send?
Anyone
him,
else?
Him? Did you send him or me? Because him, it wouldn't matter. And me, I would
maybe
probably
not
just be
stand
right.
too close to each other, because I'm pretty sure I can get a twofer.
Because I'm fairly sure being banished
Do I
to
need
another
to roll a
plane
saving
wouldn't bother
throw?
either of us.
Do I need to roll a saving throw on this?
Do you actually want this to happen? And
If you do
how,
it, it's going to be
how,
hilarious.
how good do you feel about a saving throw on this one?
Because he pops back in. Why? Sorry, Narlak pops back in existence with like a straw hat and sunglasses on. I was like,
I mean,
Came back wrong.
if you're actually casting it, then yeah, sure, let's do it.
Yeah,
But
and if you
it's
cast it on me, I feel like
gonna
I'd
be
come back with
funny.
just a big grin and blood just covered in blood.
I was in the most wonderful place.
Gentlemen, I don't think we need a wizard dick measuring contest right now.
Well, I mean, we don't have another wizard, so, you know,
Yet.
yeah. But, no, just, like, out of curiosity, like, could this other guy still be alive? Like, just putting it out there? He might be useful to have. Like, you're very useful to have around, but I'm thinking another one would
sorry,
be doubly
Trevor.
useful. Like, having two of you would be doubly as useful.
Perhaps even triply, depending on how powerful this modern canon actually is.
This is basically just working way into the movie multiplicity.
The what now?
Don't pull that thread.
Yeah.
I'll explain later.
So, yeah, like, maybe we haven't done that part. Just putting it out there.
Well, I suppose we should go find this modern canon.
I love like the circular fucking logic and mental backflips. It's like, oh, immediately, like, oh no, okay.
A mention of another wizard.
no, all right. So there is definitely all right, cool, 100%. Let's go find him.
I
Like,
mean, we've met you now, and, like, we were told, like, this sword's, like, really awesome, and, like,
The holy symbol would be really awesome if we could actually get a look at it one time.
and I feel like that, like,
I'm specifically
I know.
avoiding the A word.
I mean, like, hold on just 1 second. What exactly has YU done to not fucking impress you at every turn?
no, I'm saying he has. That's why I'm saying it would be even awesome if this guy was still alive. Even if he's not the wizard, having him on our side would be good.
Oh, I'll throw it out there. That would, this is in Burgermaster speak. So that wizard was killed. Don't.
The story you're hearing right now is about a dead person.
Okay, I'm just
I'm
saying.
There was a person who died. Like, okay, stop the show. We have to go and find that perfectly alive person.
I don't believe the person that I only found out about 2 seconds ago died, like you just said when you introduced him. So now,
It's just like, I am not offering this. I'm not offering up Mordenkainen as some sort of new quest to follow. I'm offering him up as a warning that you don't follow the same path.
Okay. Cool.
because I'm apparently dealing with a teenager, and telling you not to do something is going to mean you're going to do something.
Hi, Ryan.
I think there's actually power here. Let's lean into this logic. Go to like the bookshelf, pull some books down, like some historical references. Like, okay, within 45 seconds, I've found a story about a dragon and a warlock who existed 400 years ago, then died. Guys, you're out. You're out. You're out. Thank you. We now actually, you and me, you're in as well. We'll get Isaac and these two guys who are written about in a book who are clearly way better than anyone else that we could possibly have met. It says right here that like the entire town saw them get ripped apart by mad badgers.
Bullshit.
There is a list of 70 people who have eyewitness accounts and signatures in their own blood for some reason, and a magical binding spell that proves irrefutably that they died.
You're releasing us from our obligations of helping you with this?
I think, like, fired may be the term.
All right. Let's go.
All right.
Oh, shit. No, we are not splitting the party, especially in that way.
It means I don't have to pay this.
Also, the stuff I would...
But
re-roll new characters. You guys swap. You're the dragon, you're the warlock, and you're now 400 years old.
I've already got a character.
no, don't do this.
Okay. No. All right. So,
But yeah, that bit has been
Done today.
presented as a story of warning, not as a story of fucking quest log.
okay.
See, now we've gotten past that. Now is the point for YE to go, actually.
Actually, if I'm honest.
I was wondering whether you're going to do that bit or not.
Thank you for doing that fucking thing that you do, which is super annoying, and I get it now.
Yeah, right?
I get it.
Yep.
I get it. And it sucks, and it makes me like you less as a person. We can just
Like that's even possible.
Because he's not a person.
I'm not a people.
didn't say that. I said you weren't part of humanity.
Just because I made up.
Is this why you have anxiety issues? Because of shit like this? Is it because we've been friends for 20
I
years?
think about things too much.
Yeah, I apologize, I guess.
Sorry, you were saying.
Yeah.
I'm actually sorry.
Okay. I mean, to be clear,
Well, you have to
you're
do
all,
much
you're
more
all
than that.
idiots.
You definitely have to
But
do
I
much
may
more than
know a guy.
that. Anyway, where the fuck were we?
More to kind of...
Were you going to do your
Yeah, are you?
actually bit, or is that actually...
Yeah. Is it funny to play that out, or is it funny to, like, just end on, like, Fade to Black on that one?
Oh, come on.
I
just
mean,
do
that's
it.
entirely up to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, we'll skip to, like, 5 minutes later, like, after some explanation.
Okay.
So,
I actually want to know
like,
the Burgomaster's response to this.
So what kind of explanation is this, though? Like, are you telling us that you're actually from a different plane entirely, or are you just, like, telling that you...
What are you, my mother? Jesus, calm down.
Yes.
Call you once a year and it's
I
like,
am
tell me
your mother.
everything. Oh, God. Okay, that explains a lot.
This is going to be a series.
Yeah,
of
what
events.
details are you giving, what details are you not giving? Because the responses may vary.
Yeah, not too much. I wouldn't speak for him, is the thing.
It's your whole Beauty and the
can-
Beast, like,
Can we go
furniture
meet?
thing?
Can we go meet him?
You could. I mean, you could definitely go to the place where he is, but he's not nice or maybe sane. So, like, there isn't anything stopping you from doing that, except it may be not being a very good idea.
That's never stopped us before.
So he's a powerful man.
Oof. Oof.
seems-
That's true.
I mean, that's kind of the prophecy. You know, powerful and mad and things. Yeah.
And Bergmaster's chiming in is like, that sounds like a good ally to have.
Yeah, he's on board.
Is he on board with meeting with us? Could he be part of this?
The War Council.
This
Yeah, does he want to help?
he does it
Like,
again. He does it again. That thing he does.
It's very enthusiastic.
You know, the wild
This-
thing
yes,
is, like, he
yes,
doesn't.
Yes, this war council.
He doesn't do it outside of playing D&D though, which is weird. You think that would be like an annoying trait that would come up more than it does? But it's not. It's just this. He feels the need to whip it up.
But yeah, this war council, would that be something he could be in on? The guys fought Strahd before. I know he came off second best, but that experience could be something to work to,
Does
work
he
to
know
our
about the laser sword? I mean, it's a big new factor. He didn't have that 10 years ago.
Honestly, we've spent most of our time talking about how cool he thinks you are. So you
I
know.
understand.
Yeah.
I don't think this is going to work out, guys.
Alright. Clearly he's an idiot.
He really is insane.
Look, I will need to speak to him directly to see how much he wants to be an active part of this. I know that he wants this as much as anyone does, more than anyone does, and he's wanted it for longer than anyone else does.
Can't
He
you
did-
just send
he
him
did
like,
this first.
Can't you send him like a wizard SMS or some shit?
I'm out of data.
Just out of character, did you tell us about... so when you go off and do your own thing, did you explain that that's where you're going, or have you not said that?
No.
Okay, cool.
Imagine exactly as much information as you would need to know the thing that you know. That's what you know. By default, YU isn't saying any more than is absolutely necessary to give the information that you need.
So-
Just out of like,
so he's
for
being
what?
fairly
So
standard.
essentially, you've
Yeah.
said he's alive. I am in some communication with him, and he's down for this.
yep.
Alright.
For what it's worth, also, gentlemen, I happen to be acquainted with a master vampire hunter who we've been like making some of these preliminary plans for this sort of thing for a while now. So maybe we could get him involved in this.
That would
All right,
be
cool.
sick.
You're out. The vampire hunter's in. Let's just everyone go around the table and come up with someone who's better than them, and then we can all just go home, I guess.
Mordkaiden
So-
teams up with Alejandro. I can't remember his name.
Oh, and
Oh yeah,
Blinsky as well.
and
Yep.
we go get the
We'll get-
angel.
We'll get
to
the
replace-
angel to replace Ulrich.
And
All
Blinsky,
right.
and that's four
and
members.
creepy clown replaces Nalak. Yeah,
Yeah,
because he's got a familiar as well.
Yeah.
Go meet him. It turns out he does magic. He's
So
just
wait,
different.
did we just win? Yeah, we just won.
Yeah, you
think
won
that-
D&D because you managed to complete the adventure and managed to retire alive.
Yeah, yeah. And we've got other people to do the work for us.
We open up a bed and breakfast in Vermont.
Bring Sergei back together.
So yeah, it can be the ghost butler, and there you go. That's the sitcom.
Complete with canned laughter. Okay.
Doris Roberts from Everyone
I
Loves
feel
Raymond
like-
is in it for some reason.
Why not?
I think like all of these people would
My
be
brother's
really...
tall.
We also know someone who makes really good weapons. That might be useful.
I believe he's already been stockpiling them.
Yeah.
Sorry, what?
Stay on the up pile. Stay.
I mean, he's in a...
He has no. Come on.
Okay,
Nah.
okay. So there is like a gun runner who will stockpile weapons to overthrow a power. but hey, man, hey, not you. You're cool.
Everyone loves you.
Yeah.
Don't be. What are you so worried about?
Yeah, yeah.
Just fucking chill out for 5 fucking minutes.
Guy we met, he likes making weapons. He's good at it. It's pretty cool.
So is this the game? Are we going around to like everyone that we know that could be?
Well, I mean, like for what it's worth, like I think Mordkaiden and I can't remember his name, but like hidden vampire Randolph.
It's Rudolph something.
Van something.
He's literally
Holtz
like
or
a
something like
vampire
that?
hunter
Rudolph Scott.
who is setting this shit up. So, like he felt
Yep.
appropriate. Blinsky less so. Like that's
Blitzky's not a fighter.
He's literally like that.
yeah, but-
That could be like he maybe
He
not
can
like
supply
war
us-
council,
he can
but
supply
like
us weapons.
he might
Yeah,
be
I
somebody
think
we can
bringing up
consult
that like
Yeah, but
we
he also-
have an in on like a weapon dealer. That's
Isn't
cool.
he also
Maybe not say
really
his name.
heavily in with the?
Oh no, not saying
Oh
his
wait,
name.
Yeah.
sorry. Are we talking in character currently?
I was.
While you guys are talking, you hear. It kind of sounds like thunder crack, or sounds like a heavy stone hitting stone, like.
Oh, because it was Thundercrack was going to get money. But yeah. Yep.
I'm gonna
And-
send Dave out to have a look.
And from outside, you Okay.
maybe you wanted to wait and find out what ominous shit Ryan was doing before you commit your familiar to this dangerous situation.
No.
It's a big three-headed Dave-eating monster. What are the odds?
A +3 catapult of Dave slaying.
How many hit points does Dave have? 13. Okay, cool. Dave comes down, basically floats down the stairs to the sort of opening, to the front door. Sees these two guards like shields up, spears forward, but like holding their position, but like sort of really ducking behind their shield. Up in front of them is a tall, sort of tannish-skinned gentleman, like shaved, clean head, like a long pointed, like sort of a manicured sort of goatee, sort of fine goatee beard, and he's just standing there. It's just like, you will let me pass. These two guards.
Have
is
we
like,
seen pictures of Strahd?
Yeah, it's on the coinage.
Okay.
Okay, Mitchell knows exactly who this is.
Let's just let this
doesn't.
play out and see what the fuck happens.
Yeah, Dave's just going to keep hiding behind the corner.
High perception.
And then your image, you basically see this person sort of hold their hand out, and
Which fades to black.
your vision through Dave just cuts off.
Is Dave gone? Like, do I know he's dead?
He's not dead.
Okay. Proof him back to me.
Okay. He is very asleep.
Oh, okay. Just give me a little pat. Wake him up.
Was he in 30 feet of me?
No.
Hey,
Not-
what's going on? What's going on?
What? Yeah.
There's a gentleman out the front with a... I described him to
Yep.
everyone.
I consult the sword. Like, what is he sensing? Or what is it sensing?
Nothing currently.
Okay.
Like it is the emotion that you have from that is confusion as to what's going on.
Oh, wait, because its sense is only like 30 feet or something, isn't it?
It's only got a sort of, it doesn't really sort of. Oh, I should check what it actually does.
60 feet. It has hearing and normal vision out to a range of 60 feet.
Yep. So it sees and hears everything that you have.
Yeah, okay.
So it's a
just
bit,
heard, yeah.
it's a little bit, it's about as confused as you are, except you're confused in a different way because.
I'm mostly always confused.
Yeah.
I activate my shield.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm going to ready a spell.
And yeah.
It's mage hand. I'll tell you that much, and we'll wait for the thing.
Okay.
Marlag is going to go hide behind a bookcase because he doesn't have any spell slots and he also has no health.
Oh, yeah, I just remembered we haven't actually healed up.
Actually,
have
would have I had enough time to do a short rest while we were...
Nope.
Okay,
No,
fair enough.
And I haven't healed, and I'm pretty sure I used all of my lay on hands as well.
Yep. You did.
You did it on like
You
the,
did it
the,
on,
the shock paddle.
Was it on you?
It's on
Or
him.
Someone, yeah.
Being a rogue's feeling pretty good right now, huh? You like spell slots?
You're just like invisible. We don't even know.
I
where
just
you
do
are.
whatever I want,
Homer
like all the
Simpson's
time.
into a fucking bookshelf.
This costs nothing.
I'm gonna hide.
Roll it.
I should probably roll high as well.
You certainly do. Yeah. You just sort of like find this wing chair in the corner and just like duck behind it.
I got a 13 for hiding.
You hear like heavy footsteps coming up the carpeted staircase.
How far away is the carpeted staircase?
About another 30, 40 feet away.
Okay, divine sense.
Divine sense. That gives you Fiend, Fey...
Undead, Celestial Fiend.
It is none of those.
All right, we're narrowing it down. It is definitely
It's an elemental.
It's not Strahd.
it's elemental
And it's not
in
the
the
angel.
library with the wrench.
Yeah.
So it's not Strahd and it's not the angel.
Why you like
That's what you've...
pulled up a chair and like, oh dear.
You just basically hear like these heavy footsteps coming on. They've reached the top, and you can just hear them sort of like pacing around the hallway. And you can hear them just getting louder and louder. And
I position myself in front of the door, sword ready, shield ready.
Mage Hand, open the doors and
It's more to kind of
duck into like the decanter and pour a sherry and Mage Hand it across.
okay, the door sort of opens up in front of him, and he's just like doing that thing where someone opens the door for you when you got your hand at the door handle, and then he sort of like looks up and just repositions the hand slightly to grab this decanted wine. Was you gonna say sherry?
It was a sherry. Yeah,
There's
like
a
a very rich
yep.
port. Yeah.
And there's like speaking somewhat out of class.
Your name may have come up.
Well, and there's like Sip walks in, shuts the door.
Is this the vampire hunter? He was the last person we were talking about.
That's true.
Nice.
And fade out.
I forgot what your surname is. Smiteborn?
Yeah.
And like, Master Smiteborn, quite the wordsmith as usual. Narlag,
Seems friendly, guys.
Esquire.
You realize that's not a last name, right?
Are you a lawyer?
I realise it's your first name. It's like Narlag Bonvigus
It's a mouthful.
Doesn't matter. No lag is enough.
He could make Squire your last name. He has a spell for that. Don't. Just I know what you're about to do, and don't.
What was I about to
And
do?
the new recruit, Master Wick, Tarkov was it?
It's a neat trick you've got. I'll detach from my hiding place.
And why are you?
Go around the. Nice to meet you all. Hi.
That's really cool what he just did.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what was your name?
Why you? Pleasure to meet.
Interesting.
This is my dad.
Also,
not
if you recall, I told you, I knew his name wasn't actually Morden. I did say he was lying.
I mean, I've just been calling him mage
Fair enough.
or wizard.
Red mage, blue mage, white mage,
Yeah.
or all grey. I'm not sure if you got colour vision. So what's the plan?
Gather allies, attack Strahd Castle.
And what do you think is going to make it any different from last time?
Well, that's why you're
I mean,
here.
we have this sword now.
Well done, you got a pointy thing. It's a vampire lord.
It doesn't like vampire lords.
Well, all right. Look, perhaps. Now, I'm obviously new to this. I'm not exactly an expert in storming vampire castles. Perhaps we could take your plan previously and sort of like
Refine it.
yeah, deconstruct it. We can sort of go, here's where we went wrong. You know, hindsight being 20/20 sort of thing.
I'm sorry, young master. I didn't properly introduce myself and hold his hand up. I'm the Grand Mage Mordekainen. I've travelled across planes. I have lived for lives unmeasured.
Out of
I have
curiosity,
entire wings of libraries devoted to my own magics.
It's a pleasure.
were you fulfilling a
And
prophecy though?
Didn't beat Strahd.
I'm sorry, are you human or not?
Pleasure to meet you, Master Master Changeling.
That's a very personal question.
All I'm asking is that, are you infallible? Is anybody in this entire room infallible?
I mean, as close
Have you
as
never made a
as
mistake
close
in
as
your
close
entire
as it's worth
existence?
writing down. Yeah.
I'm beginning to think this might have been one.
Were you fulfilling a prophecy last time?
I don't believe so.
So you didn't have gods on your side?
Gods. Cute.
I mean, they're the
He
ones.
eats gods for breakfast.
I don't know.
Like lean
They're
over,
really
like
chewy.
like no, behind the back of the hand, like I'm not entirely sure if this one is true, but the rumor going around is that he did actually fuck a god. So like, just let it go. Just let's hear him out.
So, since you've essentially blown up my bit,
Honestly,
lost a
I'm-
little.
Honestly, I mean, look, between you and me, let's be honest, we're surprised it lasted as long as it did.
Although, to be honest, we had real no way of getting to him. We didn't know he existed 2 minutes ago, so...
So you got your sword.
Have we got the holy symbol still?
And he sort of shuffles around into a pocket and just throws that down on the table, quite unceremoniously. This.
There it is. Found it.
It's the amulet. I do.
And because it's the only amulet left in the room.
Probably at this point, all of existence.
I like to imagine it shakes for just a second and then manages to hold.
Does feel like you're going to be kind of piling all your eggs into a single basket. Yeah, Paladin's going to have to use this.
Yeah.
I've been looking over this thing. It's holy.
Yeah,
it
well, I
hit?
mean, yeah. It says on the back, ages 4 to 7, so it was always going to be fucking Ulrich that wielded it.
Give a Fisher and Price toy to a Fisher and Paykel man.
So, you need to get the rest of your bits together. How sure are you on the rest of your parts? You got the sword, you got the holy symbol.
Well, and bring out the prophecy, and as far as
Make you
look,
reload your phone.
here's what we broadly have so far: completing the prophecy, bringing together as much power as we can against Strahd, rallying the people of Barovia. I know it's not a lot, but it is something. Bringing together a council of war to ensure that when we do strike against Strahd, we do it in the most centralized and organized way possible, and yourself. That is the closest thing we have to a plan currently. To begin with,
Why am I involved?
because we want to win.
At that, you sort of see him.
That's a
sort
good
of,
tagline.
You sort of see him sort of like stand up a little bit, like taller, like almost puff his chest out a little bit, but just like shoulders are a little bit more straight. So. Of course.
So we're replacing him.
They weren't ready before. You've tortured yourself this entire time. You didn't fail. It wasn't time. It is now. Look around. Enough bad has been done. It isn't just a vampire in charge. These people have been downtrodden. They're near to breaking. They're ready. They weren't before.
He started getting them addicted to drugs and things like that. Like, this man is evil.
Yeah, like, who could put up with a piece of shit like that in their party?
He's in league with other vampires. He's in league with necromancers. Like, he needs to go.
Right. You guys need to shore up the last sections of your prophecy. And he turns to the Burgomaster and is like, and you, Baron Velokovich, you and I will organise this.
Oh, good. So we don't actually have to do any tactical planning.
We will,
Not going to be our fault if everything goes to shit.
I did not want to have to roll for that. I am with you.
For its worth, the other bit of your prophecy about the returning to his lair.
Yeah, that's what I've got up
Yeah,
now. Rigging
like
it up, yeah.
just what is like Pointybeard over here have to say about that?
Wasn't
part?
there like 7 parts to the prophecy? Or
5 parts?
That's fine.
5 parts.
3 are
okay.
locked down.
So there's the
Three
wizard.
are
the two
locked down.
things.
The fourth one we are pretty much in agreement on. Just means like where he is.
Yeah.
And the first one, which I will read out again for the very last time.
We think
This
we know,
card-
but we're not sure.
Last time. Cute.
Well, just record it and then loop it, man. Fucking get a hotkey on this. This card 1, the warrior. This card tells of history. Knowledge of the ancient will help you better understand your enemy. That which you seek lies in the womb of darkness, the devil's lair, the one place to which he must return. Any idea?
Well, given it's talking about history, and we currently have no idea about any of it,
We're talking to NPCs, right? We know you don't know what that means. We're asking the NPCs that are in the room right now. Just
If that's the part you got to shore up, it looks like you guys might be infiltrating the castle early.
Called it.
wait, so we have to go to the castle, come back, and then go again?
Or maybe we just do the like a vanguard. We go in early. I mean, like
I have a cunning plan.
I also have a cunning plan. Maybe we should join our plans.
I don't think that's going to make either plan better.
It's actually probably going to make both plans significantly worse.
Yeah, and
not
look,
really
let's be
how
honest, they weren't good plans to start with.
What is your cunning
I
plan?
feel like that prophecy piece, and after you talked, because I believe why you had given him all the parts, he sort of jumped over the Mad Mage part and sketched over that, but gave most of the other rest of them.
Yeah, I was iffy about that one because I didn't really want to upset him with the mad part.
Yeah.
I think it was only like the mad part that I was careful about.
But looking into that, and I suspect that the place he must return to is his own sarcophagus within the crypts beneath the castle.
Raise your hand if you read it in the book. Oh! Straight up mission to guild.
I have not read the book, but like, or in the Amber Temple,
Buddy,
there's got to be another place.
you have.
No, I haven't.
What do we do about Ren?
Oh, what's this saying that?
Or wait, is this going to be one of those vampire things where you kill him and just every single other vampire just disintegrates into dust?
Well, that'd be interesting.
I mean, for what it's worth, if that was a thing, Rin wouldn't be disintegrated.
Yeah, well, I know, which is why I'm asking, what do we do about Rin? Because we kill him, and if every other vampire turns to dust, it's still Rin.
It just becomes Kylo Ren.
You know what? I mean, you could have. That was on all.
Actually, really.
Well, that was actually quite heavy on all.
Mike came through solidly on that one.
Yeah, that was quite impressive.
You could have held on to that and then had that as the big reveal. It would have sucked, and we would have been so mad.
Yeah, why would
But you could have.
actually really hurt.
Yeah, that was a bad plan.
Also, card 5, the Beast. Your enemy is a creature of darkness whose powers are beyond mortality. This card will lead you to him. The Beast sits on his dark throne.
When you popped back after you guys went to the Amber Temple, because you went there after and popped in, checked in with Mordecai afterwards.
Yeah, once since
Did
then.
you?
Yep.
I forget. Did you mention the fact you managed to get like a map of the castle?
Yes, we
Yeah.
did get them out.
Yeah, I know you did. Did you mention it to Mordecai? I can't remember if you did or not.
We'd need to go back to the tapes, but there isn't anything from that point on that I was holding back from Mordecai. Like, the reason for going back and talking to him was
Go
to...
into my-
There's also a degree to which, I mean, he's been watching.
There's a
so-
whole bunch of A4
Yeah,
sheets.
yeah,
Do you want
yeah.
to hit the light
Go
behind
loose.
us?
Dunker.
Oh,
Yep. My eyeballs. Probably don't need that little sticky bit on the bottom of it.
So what actually was your plan? for
We'll get to it.
information?
What's your plan?
In other words, he
So I
didn't have
needed
one,
to
he was just
actually ask
working.
Ryan if this was a thing that could actually happen, but because I can summon...
No.
because I can
Because you
sum-
started with that
Wop,
sentence.
wop.
Because I can summon elementals, I was thinking maybe an earth elemental that would just tunnel underground and we could go in through the crypts.
How can you summon elemental?
I can just do that as part of my pact now.
I mean, can any of you summon eagles? We just take the eagles straight there.
That's fucking ridiculous. We couldn't do that for... Give me a second. Reason.
So why
And
can't
also,
the,
there's a reason why there aren't any girls
yeah.
in this entire adventure.
Yeah.
Except that one.
For like,
Yeah.
except for the one who is like untouchably perfect.
Yeah, yeah. But like, yeah,
Talking
the eagles
really
could. I feel like the eagles could solve all of our problems. Like just
Yeah.
every single one. Can
A
be solved by
catapult
eagles.
would sort of do
Yeah,
the same thing
yeah.
as well.
I mean, I
True,
get
yeah.
the reference, but like, I mean, like an eagle taking us in there isn't going to do anything.
No, not against him. No, but against a giant eye.
We wouldn't have to climb up the mountain. Some.
All right. This is information you guys have. So
We have the complete map of.
that especially is the bottom one is the map of the catacombs and dungeons.
Cool. How do knights move again? I always forget.
See, all I'm imagining is Tarzan.
Yep.
Like I did that fairly heavily, so I remember most of that map, and that was like there were whole like sections.
For the
that,
record, that's
and I-
like 7 or 8 pages of map
Yeah,
printed
I
out
get
there
the
for that
feeling this
dungeon.
is going to be a whole thing.
You remember seeing the...
Yikes. Yikes. Okay.
Is there
What
any
happened to
other-
fucking 5th edition being Theatre of the Mind? I'm seeing a lot of fucking squares.
Is there anything else
Because
we
you
can
can do
do to
squares as
like weaken him in any way? Like we don't really.
That's
know.
what you're trying to find out. That last thing alludes to
Information.
information on him.
Yeah.
And information is the most powerful.
Which is
You've got a great
all-
sword.
yeah.
You've
Knowledge
got
is power.
So in other words, we have to go to his
You gotta-
base and find it all out.
I've got a question.
You've essentially got to go sneak into his room, look under his bed, and steal his diary.
You know, we have a really good person for that.
I'm pretty good at stealing people's diaries from under their beds.
And we're actually quite good, as has been demonstrated the last time we pulled this particular stunt, of causing a ruckus.
I got a question for the magic fellas in the room. You're a great and powerful wizard. I mean, we can...
I feel you're understating that slightly.
Whatever. We can try and just sort of sneak into the castle sort of thing. But, I mean, I've often been planning out a sort of caper and thinking, you know what would be really useful? Just teleporting right in there. Like, getting past all the defences of getting on the other side of it. Have we got any magical way of just teleporting in there? Is that a thing that we can do, you know?
A magical way of making something be from somewhere to somewhere else. I don't think that's actually ever come up.
Haven't we seen you do that? We've seen someone do it. I'm sure. Fidgety.
Every time you touch that, it reverberates in the microphone.
It's really painful audio. I have to get you a fidget spinner.
He is a fidget spinner. I'm sorry, that was uncalled for.
I don't even know what that means.
Nothing
It means
good.
someone puts you like between their thing. It's going like that. I don't know.
Sounds fun, really.
When you put it in that way, then yeah, you are.
I know you went through some of my books, specifically about teleportation. You saw my notes on the teleportation circles that I've plotted out in this area?
Yeah. I'm familiar with the network that you have as it
One of them's in the
established.
castle.
Won't he have a lot of defenses around that? I assume it's
Most
something-
likely.
I assume it's somewhere he knows about.
But is it anywhere near, according to our maps? Can you see where it is on the maps, as it were?
That's actually a very good point that I had not considered in or out of character.
I gotta remember where on these 7
That's
pages
why
it
we
ends up
have
being.
Ross.
That's why I'm playing in a caper.
I can actually feel on my leg where I slapped because it's warmer.
Well, it was pretty dumb then, wasn't
You
it?
hurt yourself.
I mean, I do that quite frequently anyway.
Well,
You should try and not do that as well.
Yeah. Like,
I'm not here to yuck anybody's yum.
That's not even part of my yums. That's just in my life.
But like, yuck.
My entire life is just one incident of me hurting myself to the next.
I mean, there are people you can see about that kind
I popped into and out of briefly. It's
Not really.
in the base of one of the spires. So it's up there.
popped into.
Up. What do you mean up there?
Okay, you've got like the rooftops of the castle and the spires coming up from that. It's
Right,
in the
okay.
bo-
They're not
it's
like the
at-
detached, Princess in the
Castlevania.
Tower style. This is the spire that, like, is coming out of the roof like a spire would be, but rarely is in fiction.
Okay. Well, you got this map anyway, but it's somewhere in the top of that.
Right, okay. All right. So that would be starting from the top and working
your way down.
Down, as opposed to how I had imagined it, which would be starting at the very bottom and having to work through fucking everything.
So I would.
All right.
The
That's more of a viable strategy than I ever thought it would be.
So this way we don't have to work through half the things.
But is that going to be a way? Is that going to be a way to sort of get to the crypt? Because here's what I'm thinking: are we doing this as like a preliminary, like get in, get out, and then in full force, like mount the attack? Because it sounds like, I mean, I'm making some vampy assumptions right now that the spire is probably where like Strahd's going to be sort of
Expecting us?
set up, sort of thing. Is this going to be like a way we get in for like a final assault type deal, or is it going to be?
I think we wouldn't necessarily know that, and we also couldn't necessarily trust that.
Yeah.
I am on board with the idea of making an attempt at information gathering, penetrating the castle to retrieve information, and then getting out, and then taking another attempt at an assault. But I think we also have to, whatever plan that we have around that, has to contend for the possibility that during that, it winds up being a straight encounter with Strahd. We go in, get information. It's entirely possible that he just like fucking appears
These
at that point.
Teleportation circles, do they just work on people, or can you send other stuff through?
And I answer that with the knowledge that I have in Ryan's voice.
The caster is what teleports, along with what the things that he is.
So we can't just send, say, like a bomb through.
You can, as long as you're carrying said bomb.
No.
Can
I also
send
have a
through
question.
No, we can't do that.
Can we
no,
send
can't
through
do
a
that.
creature that is carrying a bomb?
If they're casting the spell.
If they're casting the spell.
Wait, no. Does the caster actually have to travel through, or can they just send someone else through?
Caster goes through
Can they...
and takes things along with.
And again,
So you
in
don't-
case I didn't make it clear, no, I'm not doing that.
No.
And you're
I have
teleporting
not
for a
been
creature that can
radicalized enough by the
teleport.
internet to become a suicide bomber.
And how many creatures can you
I mean,
summon that can cast
the
teleport?
other part is like you're saying take a bomb through, and like Wick's in character knowledge of bombs, so like a little flash grenade type thing, because a bomb capable of destroying an entire castle does not exist.
I was more thinking like a magical bomb, like that would send like radiant energy out for a little bit or something. I don't know.
Do you have one of those? Have you ever seen one of those?
I mean, I
is
feel-
that a thing that exists in this world?
I feel like the
We
like,
are
the
fucking
best-
crossfire right now.
I feel like having the best mage in existence with us may like help with that. I don't know.
Yeah, but I'm doing other shit, so.
Good one.
Sorry.
Good
Sorry.
bit.
Sorry.
I like that.
In character. Sorry, I've been. It's,
Been doing.
Yeah,
I've been you for a while.
yeah, it's sort of knee jerk at this point.
The spell doesn't actually say the caster has to travel through. It just opens up a portal that any creature can travel through.
The
yeah.
caster
Yeah.
has to travel through.
It doesn't say it has to.
Mitch, look at me. Look at my face. The caster has to travel through. Dad said so.
Okay.
This is what we're doing. I don't know what you think your phone has.
That's what the book has.
Okay. Well, when the book is the one that comes round once a fortnight and does this for us, then like the book is in charge. Until then,
But what's your theory then? Is what just
Like if it is literally just we don't actually have to send anything through except a creature, we just like strap it to Dave and then send Dave through.
Strap what today?
A bomb.
What's a bomb?
Or something
Something
that
that
could like
explodes.
something that we
Bigly.
can send through first to distract them and then we go in after. I don't know.
Fuck it, why don't we just shoot missiles at it? Do we have those?
We have gunpowder.
I mean, kinda. Yeah.
Blinsky
That's what
I mean,
has
I do
fireball.
actually have magic missile.
I mean, he does
which,
have
like,
fireball,
The,
like-
the fact that it's called magic missile
Yeah.
suggests there is something that's just called a regular missile.
that's called an arrow?
Like, no, because an arrow is called an arrow. They already have a name for that thing. They don't
It's
call
a-
it a missile.
Missiles or anything like a javelin, spear, arrow.
See, javelin, spear, arrow, they've already got names for those things.
Yeah, and the
Well,
overall,
they're all
overall
missiles.
category is
Yeah.
missile.
Yeah.
The rocket on the end. And
What's a rocket?
I mean, Blinsky would probably.
It's
know.
what happens when
I can do this.
It's what happens when you
I-
point at a rock and go it.
They definitely have missiles. I've watched.
And also, the
Robin
premise you're
Hood.
talking about right now is some kind of magic version of the thing we're talking about. So what you're talking about is literally a magic missile, and we know what that does.
Also,
We're going to do a D4 plus 1 damage to the cast.
Okay, all right, okay. I'll
gonna
give you that.
scuff the
I'll give you
masonry.
that. Like the fact that magic missile exists implies that there is a mundane missile, but it would be even worse than a magic
Also,
missile,
wait,
which
didn't-
already sucks thoroughly. So
didn't
okay.
Blinsky come up with bombs that were?
You've got a hand grenade. It has that does some damage.
Oh my god, the fact that you've forgotten that you've had a hand grenade on you right
Yeah,
I got the like.
You've
I
got a
have.
belt of hand
What's
grenades.
that
actually
ticking noise?
I actually did forget. I
Who
do
gave him a hand grenade?
Brick, where'd you get a hand grenade?
What, hand grenade? You mean this thing? And he's just holding the pin.
I got rid of the heavy part. But yeah, to create a explosive of that size would take a lot of time and artisans and
Testing.
yep, which I don't believe you have anymore.
Well, even
Valid.
it doesn't have to be a legend. Is there anything we can send through first as a distraction? Like just, I don't know. Like,
Well, I've got plenty of things we can send through as a distraction, but as everyone has made it clear,
I
they
mean-
don't
And
want
what's
to-
your
feel
what's
like-
your entry point after that when you get all the guards and bits and pieces that are within the castle to the point where you plan to enter?
I mean, my plan was to enter through the crypt by tunneling, but apparently that's not okay.
could
You want to see the maps again?
So before we go any further, let's define exactly what it is that we're trying to achieve.
We're
So I
trying
think
to-
there's two. Before you say authoritatively what we're trying to achieve, let's all discuss like openly what we think we're trying to achieve.
I think
Because
we're-
I am of the opinion that there are two goals here. One of them is like a quick infiltration mission, tiptoe in, tiptoe out, like a cat, one might say, in order to get information. And then afterwards, a larger assault.
yeah,
Yep.
that's what I thought we were doing.
Yep.
Which I think going through the top is probably what we should do at the assault mission.
Yep.
Because that's the kind of thing where we can just jump in when the guards are distracted and fuck shit up. If we sneakily come through some other way, i.e. through the bottom, we're less likely to be detected trying to get to the bottom where his
just
grave
a
of the
rare
body
bit
is.
of insight. I'm not overly great at sneaking. Just thought
Well, is
I'd
this in
mention it to you
character or
guys in
out of
case
character?
you guys hadn't noticed. I do sometimes clink, and that's not the best at sneaking.
I do love the series with you, Richard, taking the moment to hang on. I have a point to make. I'm very loud.
Just in case you guys hadn't noticed.
Yes, thank you. Yes,
I'm-
we have Barovia is aware you are not a sneaky person.
So, you know, I'm just factoring that into the sneaking part of the plan. Discuss.
I mean, having a map of the sort of place that we're trying to break into gives us a unique opportunity to plan this out in advance, which is not something that is generally afforded. If I had a map of Walk the House before we did all that business, it wouldn't have even been a thing.
Yeah, you actually did a very good job of getting in, getting out without knowing what the layout was. If we have the layout, we can do this even better.
So,
if we can identify on the map where it is we're trying to get to, then let's, to the best of our ability, get someone or someone's in to that point and out.
Well,
with the least amount of chance of like.
What I'm thinking is, if we have the map and we can sort of go through it, and we know, like, hey, this is probably where we want to get to.
At this point, the maps are presented and laid out on the desk, and
I'm picturing like Wick is like
pouring over it.
Yeah,
and Mordecai is over it as well because he's looking at the different points of ingress.
Are there any secret entrances?
I'm looking at the magic users for this. Is there any chance that Strahd's, say, watching us right now while all of this is happening?
Considering I've been watching you guys, yeah. That said, I do think he will struggle to see within residences that he hasn't been invited into.
it's a vampire thing.
He can't enter them. I can only hope that also extends to vision within through magical forms. I can't say for certain.
Is there any way you could stop it?
I just remembered the Wham vampire thing.
Short of some anti-scrying spells.
Does that not exist?
Yeah, they
there
exist.
actually is, yeah. Which I don't have prepared currently.
Okay.
I was not
I
ready.
left it in my other spell.
Should we stop planning until that happens? Just
We can work out if this is necessary. Strahd is a big, furry bell end.
You make a very good point. I say we probably should take this to a more secure location.
okay. Where would that be?
And
Wait, can he see in the church? Because that's entirely like shielded.
I got a better idea. And you see him just sort of like turn one hand in the air, then the other. This is going very, very Doctor Strange very quickly.
Lean into it because it's real cool.
Yeah, doing that. Yeah.
And this, basically
yeah.
doing a whole part of like swirling circular movements with his hands and a.
Also,
Sorry.
those sling rings could have solved so many problems, but that's another story.
Darude Sandstorm starts playing in the background.
And this portal, like golden edge portal. Yeah,
That's actually
leaning
half
on
the
the
spell. Is just playing that song.
this portal just opens up in the middle of the area and is like, we can continue this at my place.
Okay. And we have to just go under the assumption Strahd knows everything up to this point.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And he sort of scoops up the map and sort of just strides on through this portal.
So he probably also knows you're alive now, just as a thing.
Hopefully that's not important. Well, actually, he's already through the portal, so...
Alright, let's go on through.
Yeah. I will trust a stranger I just met and go through a random portal.
And Wick loves everything magic.
He like holds his breath and like sort of like plugs his nose and sort of like jumps through.
And as if for some reason the only person that comes out the other side wet.
Throws up.
First time.
It's like season 1 of Stargate where everyone comes out like frozen,
Yeah.
which they fix and never really go into.
Well,
All you guys go through and why
There's
he's
a lot
like,
of Stargate physics that they sort of brush over.
yeah, like that whole the zap thingy that 3 times, and just they stop mentioning that very quickly once they realize how stupid it is.
yeah,
Considering that
necessary-
intrinsic to the thing
setting
is
your
that-
phaser to stun. It's necessary but dumb.
Intrinsic to how that thing whole works is like you can only go through one way. You can't go back through a portal that you open one way, and then
Yeah.
they just fucking ignore that when they feel like it.
Every time it's convenient,
Yeah.
Like radio transmissions are fine, except
Yeah.
when it's not.
I mean, your blood flow is fine as you're
Yeah.
going through.
Yeah.
If we want to think about it, that's fucked.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I don't even know what that means.
I think that may be pulling it apart too too much.
Stargate, you say?
Yeah.
Not quite fully grounded in actual.
No, I like that
physics.
one, so shut your face.
I've never seen Stargate.
Stargate's
Great.
really good.
The
There's a
movie's
reason
the movie's
why-
great, and SG1 is great.
Atlantis was
I
One
like
of those,
Atlantis.
one of
I
those
like
rare
the
shows
story-
that
like, the
like
whole
made
story.
transitions.
like. I also like that's where Aquaman came from.
Yeah. Like, I mean, like, SG1's real good, and then Atlantis is just like, some more, just a bit weirder.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then there was the one with the Scottish guy.
Yeah, Universe, which
Yeah.
is, hey, you know what was cool? Battlestar Galactica. What if Stargate, but Battlestar Galactica?
Yeah,
which is a problem because it's not a bad idea.
yeah.
They had something. It could have been something. I don't think they were doing a bad version of that. It was just close enough to that thing that was written off as like, oh, they just did Battlestar Galactica. Like,
Just
that's what I
not,
thought
just
was
not
good.
enough Mormon scripture in it.
What?
Were you
The
not
the,
aware?
the whole backstory of Battlestar is heavily Mormon.
Actually, yeah.
It's not Druid Sandstorms.
Pardon?
Look it up.
Valid.
Oh no, no.
That's a rabbit
Nah,
hole.
nah. Google already doesn't know what to make of my search history. I don't want to pepper that one in as well. You had some weird fucking YouTube videos, my friend.
Neither do the hackers that have seen you masturbate.
They know what they're getting into.
They didn't know what they were getting into.
They do now.
Ross appears to be speaking from experience.
They and their therapist both know what they got into.
They never did it again. You're welcome.
Okay. So, you
Where am I right now?
you are in a sort of softly lit library. There are just there's the soft glow of a fireplace off in the distance. You remember seeing it while you that it's had two single chairs and a small little table in front of it. It's now got a long table with a large sort of like a circular like a chandelier or a brace of candles over the top of it, basically illuminating this large table.
Yeah.
Is there a talking candlestick? Wasn't
No.
this the place with all the talking furniture?
Did Mayor McCheese come through with us?
Yes.
Did Mayor McCheese's dogs come through with us?
Yes.
Did he maybe tell someone before he did that? Because, like, you know, that the entire, like...
He's left a note on his desk saying, "Gone fishing."
Yeah. Like, there was a large...
BRB.
There was a large, like, crack of lightning. Then there was, like, noises out the front. The two guards at the front are now asleep. And now the burgomaster's just...
Oh, you think for a moment that's not going to be problematic and things that happen don't have consequences?
Well, not when,
Actually-
not when Ryan does them.
Yeah, to be honest, no, not really.
Hey,
Dave's still asleep.
Actually, we've been pretty
come on.
consequence free, so yeah,
Yeah.
we're good. All right.
he
Yeah.
poked him with a stick,
Yeah,
right in the eye,
yeah. Which one?
all of them. Wow.
Oh, wait. Shouldn't...
I was at EV in the city, and they had the little miniatures. They had the one with the spectator and the gazers. The gazers, I swear to God, are that big.
Yeah, they're tiny.
They're tiny.
Should we get some of the other people we've talked about involved, like the vampire hunter and the guy with the Izek involved? Maybe.
In time. Let's just get.
Cool.
Let's
That could
get.
be like we're right now. We're planning finishing off the prophecy phase. They're probably going to get involved in major operations.
Big battle
like
phase.
actual like climactic battle.
Climactic battle. Climactic battle.
But yeah, he lays his these mats back out again.
Climactic.
Is battle.
Yeah, he lays his
Good. Good.
Many good men there that died that day.
Jesus Christ, guys, that was awesome. He lays these maps out just because you've got basically like 8 pages of sketches that you guys have made from the from that model that was in the Amber Temple. Lays them out and he's like, I need to really dive into these. He's like, Master Tarnikov, have a look over this. I'll be back in 2 secs. And takes a few paces out.
Yeah, I imagine the Uber mage can make an awesome 3D model of this.
Like a wizard.
Like a wizard.
Yeah. It's wizard.
And then he sort of comes back in, and he's got what looks like just like a the standard of detective's magnifying glass, and he's just sort of like
I wasn't asking. I was just like bringing it up.
he holds this magnifying glass over the top and sort of looks into it, and you guys actually see like the physical pages enlarge.
Yeah.
So they're basically like taking up the entire table now. Like it's the whole table is just a layout of these maps.
We've got a little wargaming set going on here.
Yeah, basically, yeah. And he starts pulling his minis out, some pack of dice, and tape measure.
Wait, are we about to play D&D in D&D?
No. We're about to play Warhammer Fantasy Battles in D&D.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
It's got a whole thing. I've seen like
Where do you get Canada Dry from?
Canada.
Because that would
don't do it again. It was bad last time.
Nick brought that from Canada.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Drink
Let's give you the benefit of the doubt on that one because it was dumb enough to be true. Oh, there you go. You want to try some of this?
I had someone. He had 2 bottles.
So he's focusing on those two, which is essentially the ground level and the catacombs, and then like an overall picture of the castle.
Yep. That's a bunch of squares.
On basically, it's
so many markers.
Yeah, it's kind of...
he's looking through, and
Is the teleportation circle anywhere here?
that's way up the top of the building.
Okay, cool.
Like
Alright.
you've got multiple floors to go through if you wanted to come through that way.
There's a lot of squares, and I feel like there's going to be a lot of things in those squares.
He's actually. Let's actually roll a fucking dice.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Rolling investigation.
You buy dice for this shit? Are you kidding?
Holy shit. I got a 19. Plus...
I mean, it's going to be a -1 for me.
That's just a 19.
Hold on.
Investigation.
11.
Up 70 feet to map 11, K83A.
Hey, you guys wrote this down. Well, not you.
Yeah, no, I got it.
I can't... I imagine this was YU that did all of this map making.
I wouldn't imagine it would have been you or you could have done it. I don't think it would have been Ulrich.
But, like, it's so damn notarized that I'm assuming this was YU's doing.
Could have been Wick. Could have been Rin. He was actually like that was one of the premises of that. He had the thing where he could remember.
Actually, I think it was.
It depends. If there was like footnotes, it was white. If
There's
it is
not.
like accurate, it was red.
There are some footnotes saying, like, 40 feet up to map, whatever.
That's just map making 101.
If there was counting how many sauce packets on the floor, then it was probably...
All right, who got the highest there?
I got a 19. He got
26.
You got 26.
I probably...
Yeah, I got like +9 on investigation, did?
Okay, useful. All right, cool. If you would pass me those. Specifically, that one. What you spot, and it's because it wasn't actually really part of the map, more part of the base of the model, is this.
Oh, that's a thing. That is definitely a thing.
It is built out the side of the
Is it something that describes how we kill him? Like, that would be awesome.
I mean, if you
It's
look
built outside
very
of the
closely, it says, "Just stake him,
In the heart?
you ducking morons." May have got that wrong.
which lines up roughly with this space within the map.
This is a secret.
The downside is that juts out the side of a cliff, leading quite far down into a ravine with a fast-flowing river.
I can do that.
What?
You can jut out into a ravine.
I can get.
Well, anyone can really jut out into a ravine.
Look, it's been a while since I've actually looked at the character sheet. I'm not entirely sure if there is a skill like getting out of a ravine, but if there is one, and if anyone has +9 in it, it's going to be the
probably,
rogue.
Yeah.
I can get in through there. Get in through there any day of the week.
I mean, I could probably climb the wall, but that would be...
What about
Floomsday.
a Wednesday?
Hold on.
No, I
Yeah, I'm free on Wednesday. Wait, what's today?
Tuesday.
No, I'm good. I'm good. I can move some things around.
It's like, Siri?
Siri, excuse me, Siri.
No, don't say it too
Gotta
loud.
see me
I
old
just
mum in
realised
the morning.
it's a bad plan.
Alexa. None of us have that. We can say that.
Hey Google.
Play Baby Shark.
No.
Sure.
Hey Google, stop! Hey Google, stop!
Hey, that one wasn't me for that, guys.
Google, stop.
Google, stop! Google, stop!
Google, no!
Google, no!
That was a fun
I
bit.
was just doing what you want.
You have to name them, like, internally, so, like, the identifier. The name of that on the Wi-Fi is not HAL 9000.
Well done. You've solved that problem.
That's why it's got white lights, not red.
It becomes sentient. It's like, oh man.
Oh,
I guess
I just wanted to be like my hero.
I'll just be nice then, I suppose.
Define me by what I'm not, I guess. Yeah, it's fair.
So yeah, that is a plausible way in, and gets you roughly on the level that you need to be.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Okay. That is actually some very good news.
Wait, we know where we need to be?
Well, you are going under the assumption you're going to be in the catacombs.
Okay.
Going straight in and out of the catacombs seems just perfect for
Yep.
what we want to do.
Yep.
Rather than having to, like, go through that whole fun house.
I would go on to propose.
A toast.
I mean, I'll drink to that.
I mean, can you magic gents fly? Is that a thing that you can do?
Look, I can get us up there, but the problem is, like, once we're in, are we abandoning stealth at that point? Because I don't know that there is enough spell slots in the world to make Clunky McFuckstick over here, light on his feet.
I don't think we can really sneak around very much.
I mean, it's a decently big place. We can sort of scout out ahead and make sure he's not blundering in. Can you try not to blunder into things? I understand you have trouble keeping quiet, but can you hang back while we sort of apprise the situation before you start clanging about?
Another question would be, how do we actually get into there? All of us.
Think carefully. If the answer's no, that's okay.
Yes. I think I can.
The issue is how you're going to climb. I'm assuming your plan is to climb the outside of the cliff.
I was just going to climb it.
I mean, is this cliff still attached to the rest?
Is this a
the
sheer
rest
face?
of the land?
There's a running
Yes.
river underneath it.
Is it a sheer
But
face?
It's
I
pretty
saw,
sheer.
I saw on the map there's a bridge. Like, is that like just a little bit of a drop, or is that also a complete drop, and like the actual castle's just alone in the ravine?
Essentially, it's standing on a small mountain that's been. Basically, it's.
So there's
Think of it like a mesa.
Yeah.
okay. So like Devil's Mountain.
But you said
This is a
before
mesa.
there's a river there's a river underneath where that jutting out is. Can we perhaps take a boat there? Can we get a little boat? Can we get a little boat and sort of get underneath where that is? Because if we get underneath where that is, I can.
Can we hang
with the
on?
right
Can we? I think we just skipped a bit. Can we just jump back a second and decide if everyone is going in and everyone's continuing in? Because at that point, then
I
we
feel-
are deciding who is participating in this boat trip cliff climbing.
I
but if
partly
it's not going
feel
to be
that
all of us.
he would be perfect to go in alone, but I also feel that this is
Oh,
vaguely...
I would also like to state I don't want to go in alone.
yeah, but I
Yeah.
also feel like this is kind of the whole point of the prophecy, and it might involve the four of us.
Like all four of us go. Like, I'm not saying all four of us should go in, but I'm saying only one of us going in is a recipe for death.
Yeah, but I'm thinking, given how like we're completing the prophecy, it might need the four of us.
I'm not sure if this has ever come up, and I'm not sure if like why you're pointing out right now, but I don't think, or why doesn't think, is there anything in the prophecy that means us?
Just means like it has to happen.
Like if you read the cards, it's all just saying that these things exist. But like, I don't think anyone's prophesized to do anything, let alone it's us that's prophesized.
It's just prophesized to happen.
I don't think it's even prophesized to happen. Like the cards is literally just saying that like there are these things.
I would view it as a, if you want to kill Strahd,
Yeah.
these are the steps that a people need to do to be able to do it.
And we kind of have we've got the other stuff of the prophecy, so it seems to make sense that
Which
we
you
would use that
achieved
stuff.
all those things as a
Yeah,
group.
and we would probably be wise to use that stuff to complete more of the prophecy.
A person that would want to do this successfully would need to do these things to get there. But like that could be anyone.
Yeah.
I don't think.
I
don't-
mean, like
we certainly
like,
don't have like
putting a
narrative
pin on
shields.
it. Like Wick hasn't been involved in any of the other steps of this.
Yeah, that's sort of why I brought it up. Like you not being there for the prophecy drawing doesn't mean you're in or out of the prophecy any more than the rest of us.
But also, like, I want
us
to
as
get
a group.
across. Wick is very keen to be a part of this. Hey, we're taking down Strahd thing.
Oh yeah.
So like, whereas previously he might have been sort of like ambivalent about this. Like right now, like this is a big damn hero movement, and he wants to like this is actually what he's been building towards. So
Think of all
I'm
the
like, I can do this. Maybe I need some. I want some backup, but I can do this.
Yeah, like we're talking about like the most important thing in Barovia, overthrowing like a hundreds of years old tyrannical rule, and it's hinging on the
Strahd.
one thing that you can do. That's wild. It's like finding out that like the trick to
almost
defeating
like
Donald
your
Trump
skills
is
were
me
designed-
jacking off to porn on the internet. Like, hang on, that's wildly important, and I can do that.
It's almost like your skills were designed by someone
This is what the hackers are after you.
specifically for this task.
I don't know what you mean.
Yeah. God or something.
I just wanted to play a thief.
This is Mordecai, and it's like, I'm gonna put it out there. This is going to be defended heavily. This is Strahd's home, his.
But
But
Yeah, please.
He's buttress.
I don't think one person should go in alone because one false move, they are a blood smear being drunk off the floor with a straw.
he's saying we shouldn't go at him with a plucky attitude and a dream.
And some moxie. No,
Don't call
I
us
su-
plucky. We don't know what it means.
I suggest, if you're going in at all, the lot of you go in because you're going to need all your combined strengths. I underestimated the strength of Strahd. I got hundreds of people that, truth be told, not as qualified as you guys. They were just peasantry with swords and pitchforks. But I got them killed, and I nearly died myself.
Because they didn't have a plucky attitude. We can do it, guys.
Or gumption. I do actually have something to say. Given Wayu, am I pronouncing it correctly?
It's got 7 U's.
Wayu, soldier boy.
And I forever ruined that name. You're welcome.
Given
I did not think that you were that funny.
Savage.
given
I gotta update like a card that I have for you because I gotta put more points in a thing.
You think stat cards on us? Or just him?
Yeah. So what do you non-autistic people do?
implying none of us have any degree of autism.
We're playing D&D. It was a given.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What was your...
Given that you can transform at least one of us into an animal, I was maybe thinking, as long as you're all right with it, Ulrich, if you could maybe be turned into something small so you're a bit less clunky.
Like a badger.
I mean,
Or
I
something
can
more.
turn myself into a T-Rex. So unless that's what you're talking about, what are you talking about?
Wait, I'm now just imagining riding a T-Rex, like, with laser sword, shield, and, like, just running...
Well, now I'm imagining you riding me as a T-Rex, and I fucking love it. All right, so how are you guys getting in the building?
Why is everyone clapping into microphones today?
Sorry. So I'll take two.
Golf clap.
And I fucking love it.
There we go. Better? It's better.
Just based over.
No, golf clap, golf clap.
But if this is a conversation. Why am I looking? I'm waiting for you guys to finish this fucking conversation.
You made a mouth
I
noise
mean, I
first.
think we're at this point where we're just imagining riding a T-Rex, but...
Yeah.
Everyone
We
just took a
actually
moment
can't get
like-
past that.
And this one's like, what the fuck is a T-Rex?
It's a giant, evil-looking lizard, but it's actually quite friendly when he's one of them.
All right. I've done a few capers in my time, and in my experience, armored dragon riding a giant angry lizard is not how you want to quietly infiltrate a building. Just saying. Look. I like no bad ideas in a brainstorming session. I get that. Just want to say, like, let's maybe like cast our mind towards some.
There
quiet.
were no bad ideas in brainstorming until that one. That fucking sucked. Guys, that was a terrible idea. Now there is a bad idea in brainstorming, and it's riding a T-Rex.
There's no such thing as stupid questions, just stupid people.
Stupid people.
I mean, I think one possibility I'm going to throw out there is if we can just acquire some kind of boat, and we just sort of just very, very stealthily sort of go along the river, sort of get like moor ourselves underneath that, and I can just shimmy up there and put like let down a rope for y'all. And then we've sort of got a beachhead sort of situation, and then
I mean,
also important is we need to get back out again.
climbing...
This is
this
why you
wall
need
is-
a non-magical person in every group, because they think about conserving power and doing things practically.
It's good, because I was just going to climb the wall without a
I'm
rope,
sorry.
So, yeah.
Wick, I feel like I talked down to you. This is actually a fantastic idea.
Something
Occasionally we need one of you, I don't want to say normies, but
else. Average.
normies.
I understand
Muggle.
the term is muggle.
Well, no Madge. I fucking hate that one.
I don't think we're allowed to call you that, though.
No, that's our
I feel like you can only call yourself that.
But if you want to take a boat into that area there, you need to head down back towards the village of Barovia. There is a set of pools near Ava's encampment, where you'll be able to launch a boat, and that river will actually run you around the base of the cliffs.
I mean, this is me approaching it from a mundane perspective.
How
If you
do
guys
we-
have some magical bullshit you can pull,
No.
then
This is why you're here.
Like having like
Because if you go up first, put down a rope, I climb, and then we tie a rope to these guys, and I just pull them up.
If you were to plan out how you would go about doing this, then the rest of us can come through with like, well, I have a spell that can help with that. The fact that you could do this on your own with like a rope and a grappling hook is wild. That's wild. You can do that,
You're-
and then like we can maybe buff out some of the rough spots with some magic. But like, how would you do it without magic? Just means that like if we add magic, it's only going to be easier. Go.
You're the Batman planning this, and we're the Justice League going. Oh,
Fucking,
yeah, yeah.
there you go.
Yeah,
That's
like-
the fucking
like-
metaphor. Yeah, if Batman
the
can
Flash
do
can
it,
come in and do this bit. Oh yeah, cool. Oh yeah, Superman can go do that bit. Wonder Woman can go do that bit. Cool. All right, Batman. What else do we need
yeah,
to do?
and that's why I'm saying I'm like I don't really have like a handle on what magic capabilities you can bring. So chime in at any point, but I feel
There you
like
go.
this is a good starting place.
if it was just you and like 4 other normies,
Cutthroats.
I feel
Cutthroats is usually what.
Yeah, can
what
I
it
say
is.
that?
Yeah,
Can I say
that's
that?
okay. That's not a
Cutthroats.
slur.
That feels worse.
Yeah,
Somehow
well,
it feels
when you
worse.
say it like that, you got to put the
Latino.
Yeah.
Well, why are they just colourful birds? Why are you talking about Lutinos?
Okay.
Just to start this bit now.
No.
Just now. Let's continue.
I'm sorry, Latinx. I forgot it was 29.
Latin X.
Okay, continue. Yeah,
If it was just you and 4 other cutthroats, and that's it. That's all you had. No, nothing else other than that. How would you go about it?
Well, I think, yeah, like, the boat, going up there, putting down a rope, like mooring the thing so we have like an egress, making sure like it's a if there's any guards sort of thing, like that, make sure they don't get away and raise any alarms is very important.
secret needles filled with sleeping poison often is good for guards.
I got those.
It may be worth sending a small party out to scout first to see if there are any. Like, we're assuming that this is like an unguarded entry point. Maybe let's do like a lap and just sort of case the place and see if there are any like.
Is that like a thing you can do, like looking in a crystal ball or some nonsense
like
with
here?
magic?
That may actually be a very good idea. It's outside of the castle itself, which I imagine would be very protected from scrying. But like the external of it, it may be worth giving that a shot.
He's hungry. He wants his food. He just came out.
Not yet.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Ryan.
You can come out.
I was confused as well. Because
He's hungry. He wants his food. I'm like, he doesn't look that hungry.
If his blood sugar drops, that's when like roll for initiative happens.
Yeah.
Wolves.
He gets
so many
shitty and
wolves.
it's wolves. You guys took too long. It's wolves. You want a cookie?
It's not a good sign when he's just
So, like going back to what I was saying about maybe turning him into a thing. If we need to suddenly be a way more sneaky, like is turning him into a rat or something out of the question.
If I stand still and you put wheels under me and like pull me along, then I won't make noise.
flawless.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, and if my grandmother had wheels, she'd be a bike.
Well, you know, I didn't want to say anything.
I mean, like, look. You just need let's like think about things before we just immediately do them as a base point. You know that thing before where you like breathe lightning inside the house. That was a don't. That was a don't on the whole sneaky side.
You shouldn't have made me breathe lightning.
Hey, man, like, agree to disagree. That was wild.
Do we already have rope, or at least a rope ladder?
I feel like that's something that could be very easily fixed.
Oh yeah, it is something that can be very easily fixed, but we need to determine if we actually have it and say that we're going to go buy it, because otherwise Ryan's going to go, you guys didn't get that.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, if we have like an estimate of how high up it is, that was part of it as well.
That was my next question. Is how tall is this
So
You're going to be looking at about 100 feet.
yeah.
thing?
So can we actually look at the outside walls through some sort of scrying?
Yeah, if you've got access to scrying.
Well,
Morton-
I mean, we're
does Morton
in a magical like.
Morton Caden's been
fortress.
scrying on us.
Oh,
Can
true,
he
true,
do
true.
that?
Yeah, like we're currently standing in a magical fortress that has like he's been scrying on us.
I don't want to like lean too heavily on the we have the best magician in the world who can do whatever we want, but like
We kind of do.
I genuinely forgot where we're at. You want to scope out the outside?
yeah, like the spot that we're looking at.
And he's just like arms out, like, follow me. And takes you
Like,
through to
I
basically
imagine
that
he has a
scrying
room
pool.
where, like, you know, the movies where they're like all the walls are like you just see everything around. Like, you can move.
No,
Cartography is what
Yeah.
you're looking for.
Yeah.
Bless you.
Because it's as a Star Trek thing.
But yeah, he leads you through to that room. It's basically that about 2 meter wide bowl. It's like shallow bowl.
The one that he
filled with, like,
dunked you in.
Yeah, I'm very familiar with this.
so-
Why you just not get very close?
He grabs hold of the safety rail very tightly. And
Caution. First 2 rows will get wet.
you're in the splash zone, motherfuckers. And he just taps a finger in the middle, and like the ripples form out, and you just see basically like an aerial view of Barovia. And you'd think it looks like a very well painted map.
And he gets
And-
2 fingers.
It says the magic words, pinch to zoom. Pinch to zoom.
And then, but he accidentally does it wrong and like rotates it a little bit, and you're like,
But he basically just holds his hand over near where the castle of Barovia is, and it's just sort of like it's almost like you're falling towards it. You actually move through a set of you can see like the shape of clouds sort of past your vision, and you're going through like mist, almost like you're falling, but without that sensation of actually moving through space. And he basically brings it down to sort of over that area that you've been looking at the map, and you are looking at a pretty sheer cliff face down that goes down to the river, and the river is it's got a fair flow to it. It's up a little bit further up to the west. You can actually see a set of rapids, which is something you're gonna have to contend with. But
It'll be fun.
Yeah, what you're looking at
There's
is
nothing we haven't done before, except it was blood.
above your vision. You can see sort of like the base of the actual castle walls jutting up out of this mesa cliff sort of set up, and then beyond that the spires, but just sort of built out of the stonework about another sort of 20-30 feet below where the walls actually start on top of this natural formation. Seemingly it juts out this sort of 3 stained window. I don't even know the sort of word you would call it. It's sort of I think it was like a bay window sort of setup that juts out the side of a cliff face below a castle, but it's got 3 large stained glass windows.
I think we can all picture it.
Sorry?
I think we know exactly what you're talking about.
You can sort of...
Like when him and his girlfriend first moved in, it wasn't there, but she's like, it'd be great if we punch through
Let a
this
little
wall
light into here
and
open
like
up
turn
space
the
a bit.
breakfast nook into like bay window.
But yeah, with the slate roof coming over the top of it, and the stonework is like very well carved. This is high class workmanship.
So I guess the question is, can you climb to there without?
Looking at the side there, it's going to be a feat. You're going to need probably come prepped with like pythons and ropes and
That's the word I was looking for.
Pythons.
That's the word I was looking for.
No, I always thought of baton. I don't know why I'm thinking.
You know, it's one of those words I've only ever said.
Yeah, I think I've seen it written down. Yeah.
And
I'm pretty sure it's pittance.
it could be pitons, pitons, pythons.
Yeah.
The climbing spikes.
Climbing gear.
Yeah, but yeah, rope.
I'm pretty
pittons,
sure I've
pythons.
got that in my gear
I actually
anyway.
think you had pythons.
And also, I'm
gonna
just
keep on
like,
saying pythons. That's the way I've always said it.
whenever anybody is raising the, do you think you can climb that? I'm just like, yeah, don't worry about it.
Well, I also assumed I would be a decent climber just because I've got high athletics.
You got high athletics.
Also weigh a lot.
You do weigh a lot, and you'll be a pretty clanky. So
what
with
are-
the assistance of rope, it will give you.
yeah,
give
rope
you a
would be
bit.
good. Yeah.
So I'm just trying to get a sense of this thing from what we see of it. It's a sort of thing jutting out from the cliff face.
Yep.
There's not like a platform there. It's just windows.
It's windows, and beneath it's got like you can see like the support struts that come up to that come out of the actual like the natural stonework to support the flooring that comes up underneath. So you got something to sort of tie off to.
Yep.
But you'll need to sort of find a way of shimmying out and get through a window.
Is there
You
a
assume.
platform above the windows, like the
roof?
like a roof? Does it come out at the top at all, or
Like
is
an
it
overhang
flush?
on the roof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The roof does overhang.
Cool. All right. That's sort of.
How much of an angle?
Steep. It doesn't
No,
want to have...
in
Just
degrees,
rest on it.
Ryan. What degree of
Well, it was
angle
more
is
just
it?
so can he rest on that or
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
yeah.
You could probably try and brace yourself up there. You wouldn't be able to sort of like sit comfortably without risk of.
But like
sliding
somebody who's a climby man would be able
Yeah.
to like cool. All right, that's sort of what I'm picturing.
off. Yeah.
And yeah, like at all points of this is like if you're all looking at this going, this is a crazy thing, and this is like a Wick's looking at this going, yeah, no, that's cool.
It'll be a challenge,
Yeah, yeah,
but it's not outside. Definitely not outside your level of expertise.
yeah. Like he's not worried at all at any of this as a proposition. The only thing I'm looking at this now is like these are windows. Like we can't see what's on the other side of
No,
those
they are
windows.
stained glass and they're quite grimy. Like
There's
they,
so 50 people behind those windows.
but they're quite sort of they're a stained glass, so they're already hard to see through. But they're also quite grimy and they've been basically opaque at this point.
Yeah.
Someone needs to go to the castle and look for a job as a window cleaner.
Yeah, I'm sure Strahd's all about light being able to come through the windows.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because I mean, the ingress is we have to smash one of those windows and go in through there.
Likely.
Like, unless it's a latch to open them from the outside.
Or loose panel or something along those lines.
Just like do a circle.
Bring a roll of butcher's paper and some honey.
I don't know what that is.
You smear the butcher's paper with the honey, stick it on there, and then smash the window so the glass doesn't fall off.
Cool.
Did you say it was 100 meters or 100 feet?
100 feet.
Okay.
So 30 something meters.
Yeah, because I've got a 100 foot rope in my car.
Why?
No, like my brain's just going through this because I'm like, I went climbing today. I'm like, I've got a rope in my car. How long is that by comparison? I'm just like, oh yeah, okay. I've got a rope that actually is that long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
it's not unreasonable. It's just most adventurers carry 50 meters because beyond 50 feet because beyond that is not normally needed unless you've got a plan for a long climb.
Normally 60 meters if you're doing outdoor climbing. Is what
But I want to say, like, adventurers carry 50
exactly,
feet of rope because it's usually for tying things up, not for climbing things.
Yeah.
The idea of, with like a rope ladder, like what Mitch said for letting down, is that the kind of thing that I would be reasonably able to get from Linsky?
Yeah.
Like a rope ladder that we can tie off probably to those underhanging things is like what I'm sort of picturing as this next step.
Yeah. Rope ladder, crampons, probably best bet as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Certainly.
Like making sure we secure that as part of the preparations for this is one of the things.
Certainly. Yeah, that's...
Okay, so we have a pretty good plan to get in.
Yep.
I think we can
and-
like turn
and,
the page
Mord-
into like now what?
Yeah.
we're inside the window, now what?
Mordecai's like, let me just see if this works, and he just sort of just holds his hand back over the thing again and tries to pass the vision through the glass, but as soon as it sort of hits the glass edge, it's almost like a shock of electricity goes across the surface of the pool, and then the vision fades.
It doesn't sort of go like, shoot, book, and fades.
No, it
It's the hand.
But yeah, the scrying fails at that point, and you're back looking just at a shallow pool of water in a stone bowl.
403 access tonight.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so
Worth a
we
shot.
have the beginnings of a plan.
The very beginnings of the beginnings of a plan.
Yeah.
We are now from
Of
that
stage
point
one.
inside of the building.
We then need to make our way from that spot to this lair,
Yep.
sarcophagus, and
Which we think is in the basement.
Now we don't have like a map marker as to where that would be.
I mean, on
But
the
we
map,
know the
have
on
to-
exact
some-
map, so we can...
Yeah, we know we don't have the map. We don't have the marker on that map of where we're going. So it's going to be a fair amount of you out in front,
Scoping.
sneaky.
yeah.
I can maybe join you invisibly to aid with like a magic sense.
Are we sure doing any kind of magic isn't going to set off alarms?
No,
Not sure if any physical thing's going to set off any alarms.
it's entirely possible that as soon as we like breach the perimeter, that's enough to like.
I had a thought about that. Where we're going? There's like a bridge going into the castle, like the main gate. Sort of thing. Are we passing anywhere near that bridge, like 100 feet below, sort of thing?
The waterway actually sort of like splits both ways around this mason and goes around, so you could pass underneath it.
Well, here's a wild thought. How far away can you summon your unspeakable beasties?
60 feet.
Because
That would be shy.
what if, while we are stealthily entering through the castle's butthole, there is some unspeakable tentacle monster assaulting the gates?
I'm just going to double check.
I'm pretty sure it's 60 feet. But either way, you're looking at about 100
Also-
feet. To
I think having that as a fallback plan rather than the plan.
Now that
like
just-
let's not
Just throwing things out.
Yeah, definitely. But like, I think not giving up on like possibly there is a success chance in sneaking and sneaking out. Let's not abandon that immediately. Like he can do that on a whim. So like, if shit pops off, then that being the fallback rather than like Let's do that immediately.
As a curiosity to the two people here who know the history of this place, being Morkanen and the Burgomaster.
Mammoth Chief.
What?
Mammoth cheese.
Ah, yeah. Is there been anyone else other than Mordekainen here who's like fought against Strahd and like maybe left magical swords around or anything like that in the past? Any rumors of other magical items or anything like that maybe
Been
help?
resistance before, but
You don't have enough MacGuffins, is what
Well,
you're
like,
saying.
I'm
You
thinking-
don't. You still have like one attuned item slot free, and you're like,
Well,
give me another one.
magic swords akimbo.
Actually, after this, I don't. But I'm more thinking, like, just for everybody. Like, is there like some sort of like ancient monk order? I don't know. Like that decided to.
There was the ancient order of Strahd killers who had their Strahd killer base.
Yeah.
Which was
Strahd killer base.
That had the Strahd killer weapon.
Yeah.
That was wielded by the golem Strahd killer.
Yeah.
Is that sort of in the area of what you're asking about?
Yeah. Something exactly like that. Yeah.
Okay.
The Strahd killer base, but it was taken out by a plucky group of vampires before it came online.
They came in through a bay window.
Oh shit! All right.
Like even before he became a vampire, like were there like was a group of people? I like just
plotting?
any history that like
He had a brother.
I'm just checking what my...
was he aligned with anyone?
He had a brother
Like,
turned into a sword. You're
Yeah.
asking like, did he have like an uncle that turned into like,
a mage
Like,
staff.
like a mage staff?
pretty
Honestly,
like,
since
Throwing a
his
castle.
Yeah.
since his ascension to
A
a
bonfire to do it.
vampire, anytime any of these magical weapons popped up,
But what about before that? Like, because
Before
this
that-
is the swords from before that.
yeah.
So
And I would wager he put good effort into making sure that thing disappeared, thus its current state. Something's obviously not finished that, but over the last 450 years, he's put effort into making sure that things that can take him out go away.
I mean, just think about how difficult it was for you lot to get the two things you've already got.
yeah,
Three things now.
just in case there was like
how long have we been
rumors of
playing this
something
game
else.
at this point?
It's a while now.
It's a real long time. I don't have another 4 months in me. I'm not saying that like I can't play this game 4 months. Like I don't feel well.
That's going to be written on the...
I'm
4 months
tired
later, it's going to be written on
all
your
the
tombstone.
time.
I'm not feeling well.
Told you I was sick.
All right, just yeah.
Yeah, your
Is there anything else?
your sword in its current state, and it is a weakened state.
Yeah.
And I understand that holy
Say that
symbol.
again. Say that again.
What?
That thing that you just
Holy
said.
symbol.
Before that,
Amulet.
the sword.
the sword.
sword.
You know.
Well, it's broken. You can see that it's physically broken. The blade is broken.
What?
So it is not as strong as it used to be. What?
Are we supposed to go and fix that, or is this just...
Oh, I don't believe.
What's supposed to like? Yeah. All right.
Do we want
like-
to try and go and fix that?
Like a couple of the weapons that we have for fighting Strahd, one of them apparently sucks more than it used to. Right? Okay.
What's your point?
I'm fairly certain that there is a swordsmith in town.
Okay.
I'm not exactly certain that
I mean,
his
but
specialty is
he's-
going to be a holy sword.
Yeah, he's not good at magical stuff. He's only good at like not magical stuff.
No one
But-
said it was magically broken. Apparently, it's just
Okay.
broken.
I mean, if you're the magic guy,
Actually, speaking of
I am the magic guy, and that's just how I want to be addressed from now on. Actually, now I've heard you say that out loud, I like it, and I want to hear that from the rest of you. Altogether, You're
Wanker.
the man.
Yeah.
This is why I don't hang out with you outside of D&D.
Yeah.
That's what your mage hand is
Oh
for.
no! I just realised that's true.
Oh yeah, you know what? I thought that was just funny until I got to the end of it. I'm like, no, that's actually true. It isn't funny anymore. Yeah, we should actually hang out more. You guys want to do this next week and just like not play D&D?
Just fuck around. For
Yeah, we can keep the
the.
microphones and just like that bit where we go off on a fucking tangent about Bindi Owen. Don't feel the need to rein that in because we don't have D&D to get to.
I still
Call
kind
it Sunday sessions after dark.
I still kind of feel like we should rein that bit in, just because it's
Speaking of,
Yeah, okay, the Owens definitely, yeah.
yeah.
Sunday
But,
sessions, skip this one.
that's something you can pursue next session or at some point.
I'm gonna forget by then.
All right, cool. But yeah, you can. I don't even need you to role play it. Getting a rope ladder is just something you can do.
Yeah,
Fuck that noise because I don't want to have to role play.
Yeah,
I mean, I imagine securing a boat might be a more substantial thing that we need to like fuck
Yep.
around with.
Yep. Basically, you'd have to get a boat. You'll have to get down to basically.
Also, a boat
as you go down river, you go past the falls, which are the falls that Mordekainen fell down.
Right.
Then you got a set of pools which are called the Sarah pools. Then the river, that's where it's sort of an eddy. It's sort of a slower moving part. And then it starts to speed back up again as it sort of goes north of the village of Barovia and loops around around this mesa of a castle.
we're also gonna want to hide, like, kind of at least camouflage the boat while we're there, aren't we? Because we don't want someone to just come along and destroy the boat. Then we've got no way out.
Yeah, you'll be fine. You
Shut up.
why the fuck are you listening to me for advice?
Yeah, I know. Shut up.
We want to tether it to a spot, pretty much.
Yeah, and maybe like just camouflage it with some.
Throw a
leaves or
tarp
something.
over
Yeah,
it.
like
Camouflage it as the bottom of a river. And then
We-
sink your boat.
We also want to get.
Burn our ships when we get there
We also want.
to
Throw our
encourage
cap
the
over
men.
the wall.
We also want to get a lot of holy water and stock up on healing potions if possible. Because, like, we're gonna need that.
I imagine a shopping trip at Blinsky's is in order before we leave.
Or an alchemy
perhaps,
trip
or-
with Marlegs.
We could probably role play out a shopping trip to Blinsky's, which part of it is like, here's your rope ladder. Because
montage.
I wouldn't mind a non-Narlag healing potion from him if that's a thing that I could get as well.
maybe over the next little bit, guys, work out what you want to shop for.
Yeah.
Give me a bit of a heads up just so I can prep bits and
We
pieces.
should-
And we just do a shopping montage
For the
real
next
quick
several days,
at the beginning of the next.
we drink just straight holy water. So if they try to drink our blood, it'll just be like
Silver
Piss on
nitrate, salt.
Piss on you, Strahd.
drink holy water and like a lot of salt and a lot of silver nitrate.
Yeah.
and just,
Garlic
and
chaser.
garlic. Yeah, garlic bread.
We
just
eat
every-
whole
yeah.
cloves of garlic with every meal.
Yeah.
You guys are going to be a treat to work with. It's just sweating garlic oil out of your pores. It's
Yeah, but
going
if
to
you
be
all smell
horrid.
like garlic oil, it'll be fine.
holy garlic oil sweat.
Does sound like kind of artisan. Artisan.
Artisanal
Artisanal, that's the word I was
Artisanal
trying.
Vampire poison.
Maybe having a chat with your vampire friend, vampire hunter friend. Not vampire
Yeah, I was
friend.
sort
that's
of
a bit-
thinking that as a step.
Well,
Yep.
we had a vampire friend. He's not.
We had a friend that became a vampire.
He wasn't your friend when he was a vampire.
Yeah, true.
He was decidedly
I wouldn't even
unfriendly.
say
He was
So-
barely a friend before that.
Hey.
say.
Although he may have a vested
I
interest.
got a friend. He's a vampire friend.
He may have a vested interest in us taking out Strahd.
He may have a vested interest in having a cowboy. We don't know what Rin wants because he's Rin.
I mean, he's probably
Who's now a vampire.
he's probably already got a cowboy.
But yeah,
he may
I
have
think
That
next.
was cool, guys.
I enjoyed Rin a lot.
He was the best non sequitur. Like, all the time, he was just the best.
I also
But-
imagine he's now hanging out with the Hellhound and
He's turned Korik to a vampire
yeah,
as well.
and they're just
We're
all
gonna
hanging
Korik's
together.
his familiar.
We're gonna get there. Strahd's gonna be dead. They're gonna be like, yeah, we did it already. It's actually real easy.
Fluffy's now fully grown.
Like he's,
Yeah,
he's
giant
found
three-headed
he's
hellhound.
found Korik and turned him into God, what's his name? The one from Bram Stoker's who like drove crazy and got to eat the bugs and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Oh,
I haven't read
Kevin
it.
Sutherland was the he played that?
No, it was Tom Waits in the Gary
I'm
Oldman
actually
one.
Was it
picturing-
Tom Waits in that Gary one?
I'm actually picturing the Rick and Morty episode where he kills the world eater guy, and then they go in, and it's just like Rick now is taken over, and he does the whole saw thing. Yeah, they said that'll be Rin. Yeah,
Yeah, it's cool.
He tried to do ironic punishments, but they wouldn't really be. They'd just be fucking dumb.
One about
Oh
Israel.
my god, savage.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, I think next session will be a quick shopping montage, advising, and then
Then a caper.
Well,
a venture into Castle Ravenloft.
hopefully slightly more of a plan, because we still only have the.
I don't
first
know
bunch
what more you can plan for other than breaking directly into the catacombs.
What more
more
we
can
do
you
have
plan?
sort of like we can plot out where we.
And we're fine with me just walking around, clinking.
I do not agree that we've done enough planning on this. This is like
I mean, the other alternative
Give it a
is
think
to
over the next
strip you
couple of
out of
weeks.
your plate mail and put like leather armor on you to try and quiet you down. You're not going to do that though. Otherwise, so then the option is leave you at home.
or turn him into a mouse for an hour.
It takes,
'Cause, like, we
takes
can
one
just-
hit and he's back to it
Exactly. We can throw him at an enemy's head.
for 1 point of damage.
Yes, and then he appears and savages the enemy hordes.
Right.
yeah, it's a great idea you have with my spell slot, buddy. Cool.
If I could do it, I would do it.
And this is the thing. There is always going to be a point like ideally we'll be going in here completely unseen, unheard, and getting out undetected. That's not gonna fucking
I
happen.
mean, ideally, we go through this at like level 17, 18, and just be like.
I thought the ideal was
You guys want to fuck around for another 7 years?
Yeah.
But like,
Well, depending how this next session, the caper goes, that we could be level up time.
Or alternatively,
Or rolling.
even better,
Or
rolling new character time.
or TPK, and we're done with this.
Although hopefully the next characters will be a level higher.
We just keep doing that. Eventually,
Bold,
we're all
bold
level
of you
20.
to expect there be new characters.
I just like another a TPK and another thing, and Mornkind's like, all right, back at it, more grist for the mill.
It's time for real, though. I've got a good feeling about this new guy.
Lucky number 3.
Beaven.
Not like the third.
Why you and Parlak?
And that's this week's episode of the Sunday Sessions. You can email the crew at isolatedcitygaming@gmail.com, follow us on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter at Isolated City Gaming, and if you like what you hear, tell a friend. We're available across a lot of platforms, iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, and on YouTube. Just search for Isolated City Gaming or the Sunday Sessions. Catch you out there.